fight!
Yo, how you going? It's LadyChann, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up show on Come Box with Shan. Guys, why does it feel like I've been gone for ages? I've been gone for time, haven't I? Let me get these banners. That one's all happening. Where's this one that ticks down? So as we can see, the title of the shizo is, hang on, let's get this mic situation sorted out. I can see me. Okay. Oh, I like doing the shows without any microphones because this don't fuck up your hair. I hate it. Right, in the building. Right, is Matchroom failing? Harper, upset upon upset. Galahad, Munguia, the weekly wrap-up show. Let me just tell you, I needed the week off. And in this week, I didn't think that towards the end of the week off, there was going to be something that upset me. Upsets. It upset us all. Well, do you know what? If you can go through your favorite fighter going through an upset, anything else is just sheer entertainment, in my opinion. And I was shit entertained by the upsets. And we've got kaboom! King Finkley in the building with the super chat. Queen! We be queening on him. Thank you, King. Oh, jeez. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, guys. It connected and then I'm connected. All right, so, yeah, many are upset. Am I bad to, like, laugh at the upsets, not be upset of the upset? I don't know. But anyway, let me just start and let everybody come in. Okay. All right, 1 sec. Okie doke. So I'm introducing, introducing, introducing AJ, aka Alex in the building. Kaboom!
Matchroom bridges are falling down, falling down, falling down. Matchroom bridges are falling down, 'cause Eddie fucked up.
Oh dear Eddie.
Yeah.
Let me get the introduction. There's a couple more introductions that we got happening here.
What's yours?
I'm introducing, introducing, introducing Queen Lisa Bizels, bells.
Lisa B.
Lisa B.
What's up?
In the building.
What's up? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Done.
Nice
Chilling.
and clear. We've got another introduction. I'm introducing, introducing King. Shout to Ms. More. Kaboom in the building. What's up, Al?
What's good,
hey, y'all. How's the family?
We're here
What's
in
good?
the building.
Let's do this.
Chilling.
We here.
Chilling
What's
like
going
villain.
on with y'all? Hey, sorry I didn't call you back last night. At least I was in the dumps. The Raiders got smoked.
Oh, God, did they?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Yeah, you
Oh,
know,
man.
you love your basketball.
Yeah,
man.
they got bashed. It was ugly.
Okay, it's basketball, isn't it? The Raiders.
Yeah,
Raiders.
it happens. It happens. It's one game.
Oh,
It happens.
what, football? What, NFL?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, they got
yeah.
murdered.
why did I think it was the people? Oh, yes, football.
No, they got
season.
murdered. They got killed. 41-14. It was ugly.
Oh no, we don't. I don't really.
But you know, anyway, why do you guys think Matchroom has failed? What's up with that?
It's like somebody placed the curse on Eddie or something like that. He's taking L's left and right, man. All his fighters are losing.
Oh, you talking about Galahad with those two right hands?
We've had Josh Warrington. We've had
Anthony Joshua. He lost.
Anthony
again.
Joshua. We've had was Josh Kelly with him as well?
Yeah, Josh Kelly, him too.
Josh Kelly. We've had Courtney. We've got Shannon Courtney just lost on the scales and all of that shit.
Yeah, and now we have Terry Harper and Kid Galahad.
Terry Harper got beat up.
Galahad. You know, so there's quite a lot. And there's people that we've forgotten that's lost.
Chan, have you ever seen somebody get knocked out standing up? I've never seen that.
That's why I had to have it as my thumbnail. Like, this girl was asleep. I've never seen her asleep. I've never. You know what's funny?
You know what's funny? Mark. You know what's funny? Mark from Unrivaled. He was on Beats' live stream. He was saying how like, Alicia's right. Like knocked her out, but then the left she connected with slightly woke her back up as soon as the ref jumped in.
Yeah. Because until we saw the slow-mo, I didn't realize she was asleep.
It would happen so fast. I don't realize what happened. I mean, like I'm glad they replaced. Like it was just so.
It was
like blink of an eye,
shot,
and like
bro.
you missed it. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know. I mean, but I'm just watching it, and it's like out of nowhere she landed the shot. Then I'm like, what the heck? What happened? Then the ref jumped in and stopped it. I'm like, what the hell happened? Then they showed the replays, and I'm like, oh damn. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was amazing to me. I was watching. I think Ade, and he said they was going back in the shuttle to go back to the hotel, and Terry Harper was on the shuttle, and basically she was like in tears and stuff. She just couldn't believe what had happened.
Oh man, yeah, I know she must be upset. I know she must be, man. I mean, she put on a brave face. She put on a brave face though. I give it that.
They should have put her in with that boost. She was
nope, that's what Ring IQ was saying. Like on one of his vids, he was saying like you don't put an opponent like that in with Alicia. I mean, like after like a year layoff and surgery, they should have gave her a gimme first.
I thought she would win because it's the reason why they've matched with Terry Harper. But when I saw the face off, I said this girl, Baumgardner, hasn't come to play. The way she was talking to Terry Harper, like at the face off, like yep, and Terry Harper was just like didn't have nothing to say. Her whole body language explained it all, and there was just zero confidence, zero.
I'm not trying to sound like I'm Mr. Hindsight, but after I saw the first round, I think Terry. I realized this is not going to be. This is probably not going to go how I thought.
After the first round, it just went. What did you guys tell me? What did you see? What did you assess? It's wild.
I saw.
You go, Lisa.
I just saw a woman. I picked Terry because I didn't really know Alicia, so sometimes you got to do the film study, and it's very time consuming sometimes a film study, but I picked Terry based on kind of knowing her and from her fight with what's the girl's name? Natasha Jonas, yeah. And but when I saw Alicia and what I saw, I was like, wow. I was blown away.
So is she.
So it's
you and me
like,
both. You and me both.
It's the thing is that in boxing, anything can happen. I was watching some compilations last night, and I saw a fight. You know how they show the knockouts? James Thunder knocked a guy out the first punch.
Oh yeah, that was Crawford Grimsley. That happened in like 2 seconds. Yeah. That was like yeah.
So it's like anything can happen in this boxing, man. You just don't know. But them matchmakers are important.
They are.
Like you said, LadyChann. Yeah.
What's happened?
Like,
me. I'm the same.
I heard Top Rank has the best matchmakers. That's what I was told.
Say that again, please.
I've been told that Top Rank has the best matchmakers in boxing.
I mean, we got someone that's going to come and explain a bit, but what they're saying is like we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. Like, you know, we need if we get someone that matches the matches and it looks too one-sided for the home team, then we're like, oh, you know, that looks a bit. Oh yeah, this is the exact person. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing. Hang on. Oh, there's double introduction. Introducing. We got Kenny, Ken. Ding, 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 ding. And we've got another person. A special. I'm introducing. Introducing. Introducing sporting icons. Ding, 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 ding. Sporting, where are you? I can't see
Hey.
you. Hey, there you are. I'm so used to seeing
Hey, guys.
the other icon. You got even USSR.
What's up, y'all?
Kenny, Sporting, you're in the building. And just at the right time, Sporting. You know why? Because you could explain how he's going to say, damned if you do and damned if you don't about Matchroom's matchmaking.
Well, you got sporting icons there. I love that guy's channel.
Yeah.
Sporting.
Big up.
I was just watching your video earlier. Yeah.
Yes.
You saw your post-fight review, man.
I don't understand
I
the matchmaking. I don't. Is it wrong? Are we
Matchroom
wrong
have
to
changed
say?
the matchmaker.
Oh, did they? Like literally? Are you being serious?
Yeah. It was Paul Reddy. Paul Reddy's now a boxing manager. Now they've got an Italian guy.
Well, he's sabotaging it. He's like, we'll have all the Spaniards winning for one. They're our next door neighbours.
Exactly. That's why you're seeing so many European fighters.
Oh my God. This is in my opinion, could you give us the list, Sporting, of how many people we've lost, our dearly departed? Like, how many?
What, world champions?
Yeah.
Oh God. Kid Galahad, Terry Harper, Anthony Joshua, kind of Josh Warrington. Listen, the list goes on.
Kind of, and then there's other people. What about Josh Kelly?
Yeah, Josh Kelly, of course, he's lost recently.
Yeah.
We've got Anthony Fowler, of course, he lost to Liam Smith.
Yep.
And loads of Matchroom fighters moving over to Sky. You name it.
Yep, they've all gone. Big up Tasha Jonas. We'll get into depth of that because she's gonna come on the show. Spoke to her, she'll be on the show, so I'll give you the day when she's coming. Probably get the Matchroom. Like she's
Savannah Marshall left too, right?
She weren't happy over there, mate. She weren't happy over there with Eddie. Tell you that.
LadyChann, what do you expect? You know, the proof in the pudding was the rosters during lockdown. A lot of these poor fighters have got families to feed, and they weren't getting enough, like love or fight matches made during rosters. So of course they're going to go elsewhere. You know, another thing as well is that they have Sky. You know, whether people like it or not, is the biggest platform for boxers. Regardless of how much Eddie tries to sell, you know what he's trying to sell to his fighters is, because you keep on asking for more money, I've got to go with DAZN because they can give me a bigger budget. That's what he's selling to his fighters. But at the end of the day, these fighters want to go and want exposure. The more exposure you can get, the more, like better fights, and better money you can get, going down the future.
Right.
And so that's why fighters have left. And that, in terms of what you said about why Matchroom the lost fighters, well, maybe if Eddie Hearn could get Kid Galahad to try and make weight or tell him to move up the weight, maybe Terry Harper shouldn't underestimate her last opponent. Maybe that goes for a lot of Matchroom fighters. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they are ex-champions.
Yeah. With the Terry Harper thing, I think she was off a year layoff, surgery. I think a couple surgeries on a fracture in her hand, but she did say she was all right.
Oh, did she have surgery when Natasha Jonas was catching her with big shots? Because that's when the decline happened last year.
Last year.
If you watch that fight, anyone who Terry Harper will fight with him right. You've got a fighter, upright style, tries to box, not aggressive enough. So cut off her space and let your hands go. Natasha Jonas was looking for that big punch. She wasn't letting her hands go enough. She let her hands go, she'll be the world champion.
Kenny, just sorry to interject. Correction, right quick. I mean, I think she. I saw an interview with Terry Harper. And she said she injured her hand in the Fanders fight. Like a few months after that. I think that's when the injury first happened. I mean, I think she might have injured it in the Natasha Jonas fight, but then she might have re-injured it.
No, it's
in the after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the Fanders fight, that's when it really, she really injured her hand.
Yeah, and then she had a surgery in that. But I mean, I don't know much about all of the women's boxing at all. I'm learning on the fly, but this, I just saw, like I said, when I saw the face off, I knew that other girl was serious, and I could tell body language that Harper just didn't look like she was confident at all.
Because Chan is like, I'm with you. It's like I'd heard about, because I think I told you in the private messages that Alicia was going to bring it. I'd never actually seen her fight. I heard about her, but I never actually seen her fight, because I tried to do some research. I couldn't find much on her, but judging by from Ring IQ and what other things I heard about her, she was pretty good. And and after that frame, and how she just, her confidence was at an all-time high. The booze didn't bother her, none of that. You know what I mean? She went out there and she just man. And like after that first round, I'm like, oh, this girl is amazing. She is good. She's
from Detroit.
Detroit, yeah, they don't mess around over there. They don't mess around in those Detroit gyms.
They don't play.
No,
they're not playing.
Those gyms, the Philly gyms, like, all that, they don't play over there.
Yeah, as soon as I heard she's from Detroit, I went, we've lost. We've lost. I knew it. I had that feeling. I was like, right, we've lost, because she's come to. They're born with that dog in them. Like, yeah. But Harper is a decent puncher. That's the thing. Yeah. But when I heard that Baumgardner fights also at 140, I went, and from Detroit, I went, we've lost.
Yeah. Because I mean, my heart goes out to Terry. I seriously hope she'll be okay, because it's going to be hard to rebound off a knockout defeat like that, because that was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, and I hope she went to the hospital afterwards to get looked at.
She had to. Sporting. What was your prediction, and what was your reaction when you saw this? And what do you think about all the matchmaking of this? Did you know about Baumgardner at all before?
No, I didn't know anything about it other than like a Ring IQ. But the day before, I was in the weigh-in for a show here, and then on fight night, loads of people were saying to me, if you want to make a bit of money, bet on Terry Harper getting knocked out in this fight. And there's too many people that was telling me this, because apparently Terry Harper, her punch resistance is gone. I think she's been getting bashed up in sparring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
But that knockout was frightening, though, wasn't it?
It was.
That knockout was brutal.
I had never seen anything like that before. I mean, I saw people getting stopped in their feet, but not like that at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we see.
She went to sleep, man. She was asleep.
She did.
She was asleep. The legs stiffened up. That and good, fair play to that ref. That ref.
Yes, get that man a raise and a round of applause, man. He saved her.
That woman might not have been alive.
Yeah,
because Baumgardner went to give her one more punch after the stiffened leg, after she was asleep standing up. Obviously, the angle that she was at, Baumgardner didn't see, so Baumgardner went. Well, and the ref just went, no, like
he jumped in the nick of time. He was spot on. He jumped in the nick of time and saved her.
My Lord! So now she's got no belt. It was 2 belts, wasn't it? It was two.
IBO as well. WBC IBO.
Yeah.
But IBO, they don't count that, right? They don't count the IBO, right?
Yeah. So it's not the major, but still, she's come from no belts to 2 belts, and then so then bringing it on to Kid Galahad. I can't believe the co-main and the main was just an upset. I can't believe it. I don't recall ever seeing this in my time of watching.
I mean, it's funny. I didn't actually watch the kid. I mean, I saw the first maybe one round. I'm like, okay, Kid Galahad's going to cruise. He's going to win this fight. He's got this in the bag. I go back to, because I'm multitasking. I'm cooking at the time. I go back. The fight's over. Kid Galahad's later. I'm like, the fuck happened? Hold on, wait a minute. So I had to go back. I'm like, he gets dropped in the 5th. I'm like, oh my God. Then he just got laid out in the 6th. And I'm like, what is going on? What is? Did a black cloud rain over Matchroom on that day in Sheffield or something? Like,
who's the black Kenny, what did you think when you saw all this? All of it. You didn't say about
the drama happened when he couldn't make weight. Fighters who
Yeah.
can't make weight or are dead at the scuttles are gonna get found out against a seasoned fighter. This people talk about, Kiko Martinez, but come on, he's fought. All right, he's fought some good fighters. He's lost to them as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he got Rendon Moreau's done him, Frampton's done him, Quigg's done him.
Gary Russell, he lost them too.
Gary Russell,
Russell as well. Zelfa Barrett, that's a bit controversial.
Zelfa Barrett, but that's a controversial one, right? Yeah.
But this is a seasoned pro. You can't go into a fight not making weight with a seasoned pro, especially when he got his first body shot. You know what I mean? That's when, and then when he gets the right hand in the fifth round, in hindsight, you pull him out because he was dead on his feet, and it was only a situation where his hands are low, gets caught again. But one of the things where I look at Kid Galahad's style of fighting, I got issues with the Winkerback style, Ingle style. They think they could just come in around, take the piss out of fighters, do your little switch hitting, fight upright style, fight with one hand, and then when one hand high and one hand low. What do you expect? You're going to get beaten up. I mean, the first time that happened, Junior Witter, when he fought Bradley, same thing in Nottingham. That was the litmus test about that style being out of fashion. Now, Kid Galahad, the same sort of thing, stepping on people's foot. 1 minute he's throwing his hands about, doing a bit of this, and then switching. What the blood? And you can't make weight as well against a seasoned pro, a hungry fighter with his last chance, a desperate fighter.
And big up to Lisa, because Lisa goes to me. Before the fight, she was like, "What did you say, Lisa? He's known for Kiko. He's known for his overhand rights and stuff." And I was like, "Oh." And then when we saw him fight, I was like, "Well, he's done. This doesn't look like any," because Galahad was in the lead. And then you was like, "I don't know where I don't know where them overhead rights have. I don't know where they've gone. They've diminished somehow. They're not. They're not." And then all of a sudden. All of it. What made you did research on him? You'd watched film on him, haven't you?
I'm in a prediction league, and I didn't do all of my film study, but I did do some on him and Galahad. And what I noticed about Kiko Martinez was he's a pressure fighter. When I say pressure, I mean intense pressure, but what I noticed in this fight, I said, he's older now. He's been through some wars. But what I did notice in all of the film study that I did was that overhand right was wicked. I mean, it was sneaky too, but he put a lot of people down with it. So I did say if he has the ability to do anything, it would be that.
And Go ahead. Who wants to go next?
Can we say people that maybe Galahad overlooked this guy?
I'd say that. I mean, because maybe he got a little complacent.
Maybe not.
But I think it was. I don't think it was that. I just think Sporting his punch resistance. He's not. So I didn't watch the weigh-in where he came in a quarter of a pound over or a half a pound over. And everyone...
Well, I'm just basing that on the fact that Martinez is 35. He's been around the division forever. He's fought everybody, and Galahad might have thought this guy ain't got it no more. I'm just gonna go in here, show up, beat this guy, and move on.
In all fairness, he wasn't ranked in the top 10 or 15. I don't think so.
I don't think he was overlooked. Sporting, was he overlooked? Is it a fact is it just a thing where Kid has his punch resistance because he's weight drained?
No, what it is that fighters nowadays, they're still stuck of 10 years ago where 35 is old. 35 in this era is not old anymore.
Old, it's not.
With all the conditioning and everything that fighters have, people think, okay, 35 years old. That ain't old no more.
I know.
But one thing about with, say, Kid Galahad switching to southpaw from orthodox to southpaw, which is something that he always does. Being southpaw, orthodox fighters don't like southpaw, but one thing a southpaw is very susceptible to is the right hand.
Right.
Kiko Martinez knew that. As soon as he switches, bang, got him.
So, and he didn't adjust from the round five one when he got it round 5. And he's lucky it was like 5 seconds before the bell rang.
They didn't use
there was no adjustment. He wasn't there in round 6. There was no adjustment. He was still hurt.
Because literally Kiko went out in the first 2 seconds and laid him out. That was and that was it with another right. So he was already done, and I'm just like, I'm very annoyed myself because Corner didn't recognize. That
was a veteran move on Kiko's part.
But why didn't Dominic sense that his
that's what I was saying. I mean, how did I recognize that he was in distress or it hurt? You know what I mean?
He didn't have time. I mean, he got him at the end of the bell, and then he went, you know what I'm saying, to the corner or whatever. He came back and boom. Again.
Yeah, but you're supposed to assess, look in your fight. Like, it wasn't. Is the doctor at the corner after every round?
No, I think only if the fighter is really getting hurt, and the doctor will come in and take a look. But I'm not sure if they're there after every round.
Should have been looking at that and on that end of that 5th round. The doctor should have been looking for any signs of concussion.
They don't look at cuts though. They look at cuts and some bleeding. Like Deontay Wilder. I'm sure that when he was having bleeding come at the ear, that's when you get a doctor to look at it when they feel there's serious injury, especially eye injuries, or they think there's a situation where the brain gets affected, where punches are going in on the ear or something. But I want to
ask
when a fighter gets knocked down or like badly hurt, one of the things that the corner people do is they use ice. It just helps like a speed it back up again.
Yeah.
But they didn't use ice, or not that I noticed anyway.
Yeah, to take any form of swelling or anything down from. That's why they put it at the back of the neck. Yeah, just to help. Like if anything's going to swell from the brainstem, it
Kid Galahad wants to run it back. I don't know if you heard.
I know.
Probably.
Okay, well, you know what? He can run it back and he could win. Like that. I haven't got a problem with that. Terry Harper, don't you dare run it back.
No.
Kid Galahad could run it back. Terry Harper.
Because in all fairness, he was winning the fight until he got caught. That's the right.
I want to ask Coach a question. Coach, what did you see in that Galahad fight? Did you see that he was done after the knockdown in the 5th, or did you think the corner made a true assessment, or you think they were lacking?
No, I didn't think he was done. I mean, of course he was hurt. I think it was 5 seconds left. He got dropped. When he got back up, I figured that when he got back in the corner, he had enough time to gather himself. He wasn't like woozing and stuff like that. I figured maybe I think if they would have saw that, they would have been like, nah, man, let's wave the white flag. But then too, if they let him go, if they stop the fight right here in the corner, then the crowd gonna be screaming, because you seen how they was yelling at Alicia when she beat Terry. So they had to let him go out there. They had to let him go out there and get his ass knocked out. Unfortunately, had to let him go out there.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Really? Yeah, they could have quit on the stool. Now, I would have looked lame quitting on the stool, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it would have looked lame quitting on the stool. Yeah, it was a. Yeah. I still can't believe it. I absolutely blinked, and he was. I mean, and he didn't move for ages. Like he needed oxygen, the lot. So what does he do? Listen, him running it back makes him have to stay at what was they feather. He can't afford to be at feather. Leave that and move up to light super feather now instead. Because
can I ask a question, Chan? Did Burchelt move up after that ass whooping?
After what? What after he got dropped by when he got
after he got mollywopped by Valdez. He didn't get dropped. He got mollywopped. He got beat up. Did he move up?
Yeah, and he's too big for the weight, but he's been like that for like what? He's been at that weight for the whole of near enough his career. I don't know if he's moved up. I haven't really heard.
He hasn't had another fight since then. He hasn't fought since then.
Oh, he hasn't fought since then. See, well, there's your answer, Shelton. He ain't fought since then, so I don't know. He was always too big for the weight. I said that before he got dropped. I was like, and I said it. I said he looked strained, and his punch resistance, as you could see, was gone.
Well, I asked that question because you said that he should just let it go and move up. But you know his pride is not going to allow him to let that go. He wants to run it back because he thinks it's a lucky shot. In his mind, he's thinking it was a lucky shot. He just caught me. Let me run this back and I can beat this guy.
Okay, so he recaptures, he beats him, gets back the IBF belt. Then he's forced to stay at that weight because then he has to defend that IBF belt. So he's
not really, not necessarily. Once he wins the title, he can move up.
Then he
can move up. Yeah, he can move up. Once he wins the title back, he can move up.
Yeah, Chan, can I add something?
Yeah.
That'd be like same thing as Sheldon said. Because like his pride won't allow. It's kind of like when Dylan White got knocked out by Povetkin. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was winning the fight until he got caught with a shot. Then he ran it back, beat Povetkin, and Galahad could do the same because he was winning until he got caught by Kiko. So he could beat him, get the belt back. Then he could just vacate, move up if he's having weight making problems.
Kenny, what do you think? Run it back or leave it alone?
Leave it alone because he can't make weight. He can't make weight. Why be dead at the scales? It's it's not worth it. It's move up weight. Still got time on his side.
How old is
I understand the pride. I know he wants to get his title, but it's not just me saying that. The fact I'm only going by the fact that he missed. He didn't even make weight, and he needed about 2 or 3 attempts to make the weight. But when you've got someone within his stable like Tony Bellew saying, "Look, the guy's dead at the scales," and you've got Lee Wood saying the same thing, listen to your friends, man. Don't listen to me. Listen to your friends.
Yeah, Tony Bellew called it. Like I was saying, you don't want to be in that one and done club. It was just the faces of everyone.
If he'd have won, he wouldn't be saying that.
Everyone's face couldn't believe it. Like that night was just like, I'm laughing because
you know what? I would have given I would have given anything to be on to be a fly on. I would give anything to be a fly on the wall, like a fly. I'd get anything to be a fly on the wall in the dressing room just to hear how Eddie might have been cursing.
I don't know. Sporting, what do you say he does? One, like go up or get back the belt and vacate? Then vacate.
I think they'll run it back because if he moves up in weight, is he going to be a main event fighter? Probably not.
Is he going to be a what fighter?
A main event fighter. I don't think he will be. So I think that he'll run it back for A, to get revenge, B, to get the belt back, and C, to get another good payday.
Mm-hmm.
How
old
main
is
event.
he, Sporting? How old is Kid?
What, 31, 32, something like that?
Well, he's an adult, isn't he, then? Adult Galahad. Gonna have to
And
change his name to adult Galahad.
That's how old he is. He looks younger.
Yeah.
I thought he was older, to be fair. I thought he was near 34. I thought he was about 34.
He's been around for a long time, though, hasn't he?
He's been about for a bit, hasn't he? Yeah. That must be, and there's been, because usually when this happens Sporting on the Saturday, you can't wait till Monday where everybody there's the interviews with everybody of everybody's points and unless I've missed something, I ain't really seen anyone say much. Like I haven't seen any updates. Is there any updates? Like, is he all right? How's he feeling?
Kid Galahad?
Yeah.
He's fine. He's fine. If you go into Zone and you watch the sort, you watch. I was watching a bit of the Zone. Like their sort of, post fight thing. Yeah, and he was complimenting. He was having a chat with Eddie, and Eddie was, and Ingle was in there. He's fine. He accepts what's happened. He lives to fight another day. There's nothing. Like mentally, obviously he's lost his title, but physically he'll take a lot to recover. But he isn't in any kind of danger. He'll be back. Personally,
he had that belt one title defense.
Happens. Boxing's a funny game. Underestimate fighters at your peril. And Matchroom's been doing a lot of that. Come on. Eddie Hearn hasn't had a really good few weeks. Look at his protege, Shannon Courtney. He's still trying to make, give her as much airtime as she wants. So Aaron Mitchell got battered. She got battered. And she still...
I can't stand that bitch.
I can't stand... Sporting, me too.
Hell.
We can't stand... I can't stand the air...
Have I said something wrong?
Guys.
Two wrong words.
I'm pissed off that we live on the same planet. That's how pissed off I am.
So basically,
guys,
panel, Shannon and Courtney. All right, fair enough.
Say that again, Ken. What did you
There's
say?
2 words I can't say when I come on your show, Shannon and Courtney.
And I can't say Derek Chisora.
I hope she runs it back with Jamie Missile and she gets another boxing lesson. Personally,
I think she'll get knocked out this time.
I just don't want to see her boxed anymore. I just rather
Rachel Ball would batter her. Rachel Ball would batter her as well if they fought again.
They would all batter her. She ain't even that good. Sporting, do you actually think she's actually that good?
No, listen, she's only there because of her story, because she went through some mental depression, put on a lot of weight, then lost it in a boxing gym. I mean, that happens the world over, but they're making it out like she's pretty exceptional. She's a blondie, that's why she's there.
She ain't that great. She ain't even that pretty.
Someone blonder from Australia's come along and stole her thunder.
Yeah. And the thing is, remember how much hell she gave Ebony Bridges going, you don't take the sport seriously, come in, you think you don't take the sport seriously because you can't even fucking make weight.
Exactly.
She's the British. She's the British equivalent of Clarissa Shields.
But to not make weight and then to not even try, you know what I mean? It's like if she was given 2 hours. She said no.
She didn't even try. She didn't even attempt to at all.
Yeah, she didn't even try. She didn't even go to a sauna.
Exactly.
Well, she's the type of person.
But I mean, okay, so women, of course, you know, like women, they put on weight during like that time of month, but not that quick.
Lying.
You don't get your period the night before and then put on like 10 pounds.
Yeah, she's lying. She was lying. As soon as I heard that, I went, get the fuck out of here. You stupid lying cow. You liar.
Well, but not one person in boxing bought it though. And
no one did.
A fellow
Eddie Hearn did.
Boxers weren't having it. Eddie Hearn, he hasn't had a good day. I think Eddie Hearn should, you know, concentrate on promoting rather than trying to be the boxing equivalent of Dana White. Maybe, you know what I mean? And he's making an absolute, you know, wazzock of himself by trying to be what he's not. Just do what you did well at Sky. You know, be a boxing promoter.
Have you noticed that all the opponents that the Brits and everything are losing to, and of course, like a Mikey Garcia and that, they're all from countries that DAZN are trying to break into: Spain, Italy, Mexico.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Do you think it's Graham Taylor in the Bill Dizzin? Sorry, thank you for the £5 super chat. Hey, LadyChann, can we get a happy birthday, Graham? Sing along from the panel for your boy. Yeah.
All right.
Let's all give him a happy birthday. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Graham. Happy birthday to you.
God.
Hip hip.
Oh, they don't know nothing about taking
Hip
this.
hip.
You hear?
Hey,
Y'all gotta all be on the same.
Y'all sound like
the latency. There's
Coach, like, don't do that again, y'all.
y'all sound like Mary J. cried.
No, we
Whose
gotta.
birthday is it? Whose birthday is it?
He insists we're on the same people.
Graham wishes that he never ever paid us to do that.
Oh, that was Graham's birthday, Graham Taylor?
Hey, we can give him a round of applause. A round of applause for your birthday, man.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Graham. Happy birthday, bro.
Have a good one, Graham, and thank you for gracing us with your presence on your.
LadyChann, I must say that the other blondie's crap as well.
Oh, which one? Oh, Ebony Bridges.
Yeah, she's crap as well.
No, do you know what? At least she's trying, and at least but remember, she's got no amateur background either. She's only had like 5 or 4 fights. I get it, but at least she's like bringing something to the sport. All right, there's some eyes on the sport, a refreshing thing. At least she's. I wouldn't say that she's making the sport worse, women's boxing worse. I mean, she's just isn't that good. Like, look, you got to look at it like this. No disrespect. Women's boxing in comparison to men's boxing. In women's boxing, you could be undisputed in 9 fights.
Yeah. It's easy. It's easy. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's just totally different. It's just it's still in, even though it's been around from animal, it's in embryonic stages, and it shouldn't be. But the fact is, it is. So really, when you look at it with it in that context, Like, I don't mind Ebony Bridges. Yeah, whatever. I don't. Do you not mind her?
I don't.
Or the lads don't mind her.
She's very nice. She's very nice to look at. So
yeah.
So here's the question. Here's the question, Chan.
I don't mind her fight.
Does somebody want to join the panel?
She's not good compared to what? You compared her to like Marshall and Shields,
even the Harper, even
but
like she ain't.
You talking about?
Yeah, she ain't good. Yeah, all right.
But you talking about girls with amateur backgrounds that have been fighting for a long time. How long has she actually been fighting?
I don't know. And for real, when you compare them with those like Katie Taylor's, she ain't
you can't compare her to that. She doesn't have the background. Taylor's been fighting all her life.
Yeah, no, I just don't mind her, is what I'm saying. I just don't. I think she's here to learn and she's here to be a student of the sport. I don't see her here just to take the piss. I don't see her here to. I see her trying, so I don't mind. Like, she's tried. She got gifted the other day. That's not what I'm happy about. That other girl,
she did win that fight.
Girl outboxed her definitely. I gave her like Shannon Courtney like 2 or 3 rounds. But I mean, not Shannon Courtney. Ebony Bridges. I gave her a couple, 2 or 3 rounds. I don't mind her, is what I'm saying. Shannon Courtney,
she's a fan favorite. Yeah, she's a fan favorite. That's why he wants to keep like Ebony around, I believe.
Yeah, again, Eddie Hearn, in it. So Eddie out with the old, it would have known. But as Sport is saying, Eddie's still trying to hang on to. So what's the next step for Shannon Courtney Sporting?
Hopefully retirement.
Not good at
I was just thinking that.
I think, to be honest with you, I think that Shannon, if she has some ability, do it off TV. Go do a couple of small hall shows or something. Then come back.
Yeah.
Can't put the genie back in the bottle, though, can you? You're giving her that exposure.
No.
You know
Well, how old is she? How many fights does she have?
Shannon Courtney's quite young, isn't she? She's not even 30 yet, is she?
No, she's not 30 yet, no.
She's like 27 or something?
She's 28.
Maybe.
28,
Yeah.
she's 28.
28, yeah. So she's got.
Sporting Icons just said the magic words. Like, he said that, Shannon needs to go on some small. Memorize that and somebody go tell it to Campbell Hatton, please.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's next. He's got to do that as well.
But see, this is the whole problem. It's like this panel's talking about Matchroom, where they're dropping the ball and all that kind of thing. Yeah. This is what they're turning into. If you sell tickets, you get to be on TV. Like a Campbell Hatton, because of who your father is. Eddie Hearn is trying to say that Conor Benn is a superstar. How is he a superstar? He hasn't even won a goddamn English title yet.
You're terrified to put him in with David Avanesian.
Exactly. So how is he I'm a superstar? And honestly, I think most people are tuning in just to see if he's going to get chinned.
If he's going to get beat. Look, now, because Sporting, I was dying because he said, because, he's in between talking shit on the camera and basically crushing it in the gym. Like it's just always crushing it in the gym. Go ahead, Mal.
No, I'm just like, he brought up Hatton, and I'm just, oh my God, please. I got a headache. I got a headache already. I got to go burn one just as soon as you said that. Now I got to go roll one and smoke one, because that was cringeworthy. He clearly lost that fight. But
when Journeyman get when he upsets Journeyman.
But coach, in all fairness though, Campbell Hatton's defense was on point. I mean, the way he was blocking punches with his face.
Oh,
I never saw anything like that before. I mean, that was
Stop doing that to him. And Eddie, well, he's another one that's going to be having, I think, the rematch with that geezer from Spain as well. And I don't know what's happening with Warrington and Lara, if that's gonna be a round 3, if that's gonna be a trilogy. I'd love to see that fight. I'd love to see that fight again. I'd love to see that fight again. And unfortunately, I think that Lara's got Warrington's number.
I don't disagree with that. They need to fix that with Lara. They need to close that properly. They can't just leave it like that.
Well,
Sorry, go ahead again, Shelton. Your audio is doing our heads in. Sorry, so I muted you, but I didn't know you were going to talk. Go ahead, King.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's going. Go
ahead. I was going to say, for us in America, we about to be dealing with a similar Campbell Hatton maybe situation, because this guy, Nico Ali Walsh, is on the Bud Porter
Oh,
undercard.
shit.
Oh,
No, dear.
God.
Another one just because of the
here
surname.
we go.
I
You know what I'm saying? So, and like you were saying, Coach, the guy sells tickets. People come because of the name, but you know you're gonna put him in with another can, and hopefully he don't get beat by the can. You know what I mean? Because he has really no background.
Well, this,
Yeah.
this what they doing. This what they doing. Sugar Hill is the trainer. So this is Muhammad Ali's grandson being trained by Sugar Hill, learning the crunk style. Sugar Hill is the guy who trained Tyson Fury, gave him the blueprint to knock out the hardest heavyweight puncher in the history of the heavyweight division. Yeah, you know, that's how I would market it. You see what I'm saying? That's how I would spin it. You see what I'm saying? The greatest of all time grandson is learning from the master teacher, you know, of the Tyson Fury, the one who knocked out Deontay Wilder, arguably the hardest hitting heavyweight in the history of the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? They're gonna try to sell this. You know, that's how they gonna sell it.
And I heard he's not even good. Little birdie told me he's not even good.
He hasn't impressed me yet.
I ain't actually watched any of the fight, but I heard he ain't good. You know, people
Well,
just
he
out
green,
here
you know,
collecting
he's
a check.
green.
They just be collecting a check. No, I heard that he don't really, even if he was, whether he's Muhammad Ali's grandson or he was Joe Bloggs from down the road, that he ain't got any talent.
Hey,
They
guys,
can't see that talent.
what about the world heavyweight
is a shame.
champion? What about the the best heavyweight in the world in name on reputations? Little brothers fighting some YouTuber. I mean, come on, you can't make it up.
Oh, shit.
And then
Well.
little brothers getting trained by Sugar Hill. I think we know how that's going to end, did it? Just bob and weave, jab him about. Yeah, Jake Paul won't land a punch. And
I got Jake Paul winning, by the way.
Let me ask Sporting.
It won't happen. It's going to be unanimous on points. Jake Paul will not land a blow on Tommy Fury. Won't happen. And Tommy Fury won't be allowed to knock him out.
Sporting. Yeah, Ken. So I've heard. Well, let me ask the two fellow Brits on the panel. One being a content creator as well. One being a pundit. That night, I was told quite clearly that there's a no knockout clause in there. What
Allegedly.
do you not know about this? Believe that Jake and even Logan, but Jake in this instance as well, and with the Tyron Woodley, was not allowed to be knocked out. And I've been told I've been chatting shit. I'm spreading slander.
It was Clarissa Shields that started all that. So I mean, I don't know if it's true or not.
It's true. I didn't know nothing about no Clarissa Shields right until after. It's true. Like what I'm saying is Tommy Fury's going to lose.
How can he lose?
Could I pose a question? Let me pose it. Let me put it this way. Could I put it this way right quick?
He's going to lose. You're going to see.
LadyChann, could I put it this way right quick?
Yeah.
Do you Ken, do you actually think that Jake Paul is going to let Tommy Fury come in and screw up what he's trying to do?
This is what I'm saying.
Do you think that he's going to let that happen?
Do you think he's going to be able to have Tommy Fury beat him with this? And he's got the big, and Jake Paul's got the big deal with Showtime, the 3-fight, 4-fight, or whatever deal. Do you think Tommy Fury is going to be allowed to come beat him? Who went the distance to a journeyman?
Tommy Fury, who considers himself a serious boxer, is going to allow himself to lose to that. Boxing's dead. If he loses to that, then boxing's finished for me.
For me, it won't be an upset.
Boxing's finished.
It won't be an upset. You know why it won't be an upset?
If Tommy Fury
it won't be
is
an
serious
upset
about boxing,
because I knew it was going to happen.
Boxing's a joke.
Well, here's what sold it to me that the statement was that it was true about the no knockout, because when the story came out, you have yet to hear Jake or Logan Paul refute the story.
They're just like,
that's true.
He said,
that's true.
Oh, we would be sued if that was the case. No, not if it's a clause that you put in and everybody's happy to sign that clause. What I'm saying, to me, it's not going to be an upset when Tommy Fury loses, because I am expecting it. Like, honestly,
if Tommy Fury loses, right, I never ever want to see him. I don't just want to never see him ring. I never want to see him in a boxing arena ever.
Well, Tyson
Because-
Fury already said that we'll disown him, and you won't ever.
They're going to
and
disown him.
Phil
Yeah,
Fury
he's
said-
got no
Phil
place in
Fury
this
said
family.
that he'll pull him out as well. So
It's no
if he
good. It's no.
loses-
It's no good. It's no good because I'll tell you if he loses to that guy and conspires for this garbage, then I'd never want to see him
No,
on
it's
BT
not
Sport.
Tyson,
I'll
it's
cancel
you.
my BT Sport
Ken,
subscription,
Ken.
and I'll write
Ken.
to Frank Warren and
Wait,
say,
Ken,
"Mate, you better not have
his
him
career
Wait,
was
let him finish, AJ. AJ, let him
Sorry,
finish.
go ahead.
his
Go ahead, my bad,
first.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Because I tell you, this is an absolute joke now. This is getting out of hand now. This is a sport we love, and we're on this panel because the sport we love is being shamed and having the piss taken out by these two idiots who are YouTubers because they sell a lot of tickets. And then, rather than take the beating like men, they put little clauses in so they don't look stupid, but they make us look stupid.
Yes.
I'm not having it.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
disgrace. This is disgrace.
Well, let me
It's not
say this to you all.
happening.
Okay,
Yeah, go-
when you
go
really
ahead.
look at like a Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, who's really the boxer? Who lives the life? Jake Paul is the one who's living the life, not
Yeah.
Tommy Fury. Tommy
Look,
Fury is
Tommy's
jumping
been
off
on
yachts.
Love
and-
Island.
Exactly. So when people say that this is a YouTuber versus a boxer, it's not really.
It's a boxer versus a reality, TV reality
Versus
star.
brother of the heavyweight champion. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And
The only
Tommy
boxer
has looked
Ken.
shit.
Ken, he went the distance with a journeyman that was 102 losses.
Mate,
He went the
son,
distance.
See, I don't
he-
follow
he
them,
was-
so I wouldn't even know.
The fact that he's going to conspire and lose against that. You claim you've been boxing all your life and you lose it to him and allowing it
I've
happen.
been told to shut up about it, left, right, and centre by all the rest of my American
No,
colleagues.
this
They tell me to shut up.
can't be happening.
They tell
this
me I'm
can't be happening.
lying. And I'm like,
Doesn't
all right,
doesn't matter how
wait.
many millions you get paid. Just knock him out. Do boxing a favour. Get rid of those two.
No, because what he's going to do
let
is raise
him
his
try
profile.
rapping or something. Let him go and have a music career or something.
Like
Go
Mark
rap
Wahlberg.
or go and on Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah, he
Just
could
get
do that.
lost, man.
He could do
Boxing don't need
Strictly.
these idiots. They're
Yeah,
idiots.
he could do Strictly. He could do Strictly.
Well, go on
I
then.
just,
Sort it out, LadyChann. Get these idiots out of boxing. They're
But do you
idiots.
think that Tommy Fury has a future in boxing? Anyway, do you think he's ever going to win a British or a world?
I'll tell you one thing: he's going to have no future if he loses. I think he's killed his future in boxing by agreeing to this nonsense in the first place. He's
His
finished.
career was done. His career, if he loses, his
done.
career was done.
Did everybody see the Woodley fight?
Wait, hey.
I watched it. I saw it.
yeah, at the time
Well,
of
me and
Woodley
Coach talked to each other immediately after that fight. And
what
me
was
and
that
Coach
like?
Williams said
Listen.
the exact same thing.
Shan said the same
did
thing, though.
Woodley stop? Why
Shan
did
said
he
the same
stop?
thing though. I say, man, it was obvious. This dude pulled
It-
up. He had him laid out on the ropes like this.
Yeah.
It was. Listen, I said, you know what? There's some WWE stuff going on.
Yep, he took his foot off the gas because there was a no knockout clause.
That's why I believe what Shan is saying. I said, you know what?
No,
I believe
yeah.
she has to be right because he had this guy laid out on the ropes, dead on his feet. He snapped out of it, whatever. A few seconds later, and if Tyrone Woodley just sat there and looked at him, let him recover. I said, come on, oh man,
Did y'all see what they was doing after the fight? Like talking about, like, oh, you got to get a tattoo if you want a rematch. All this kind of stuff. Oh, you got to.
now give him your. I know you've got to sort something out, so give him your where people can find you.
Hey, yes, guys, Shan, thank you so much for having me over here, man. I got to
Welcome.
attend to the kids, man.
Yeah,
You can hit me up, man, on Instagram on Coach Malachi Williams.
20 minutes.
Also, follow me on Twitter, Coach_Malachi. And of course, I'm on every day, 8 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock UK time, but 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time at New Media Today USA Boxing. You can find the old boy over there, man. Shout out to Sporter Icons and everybody on the panel, man.
Frank,
See you later,
Queen
Coach.
Lisa.
All right,
All right,
respect,
Coach.
Coach.
I'll holler at you
Oh,
later, bro.
our last
Take care,
topic
man.
is
Yes, sir.
Our
Yes, sir.
thanks, Sal. And
Okay.
our last topic is Jaime Munguia against Gabe Rosado. Who saw it? Who didn't see it?
Woo!
Fight of
that
the
was
year.
right, man.
But I heard
Fight
it
of
was
the
good.
year.
Oh, did you see it, Sporting? Did you see it, Kenny?
I saw
No, I
it. Yeah,
didn't.
I thought
Sporting,
Munguia.
you've gotta watch it.
You know, when it came to the championship rounds, he pulled away a bit. You know, I think Rosalo's getting a bit tired. I think, you know what I like. He had a few combinations in those championship rounds, And I think that's what's sealed the, how I say it, sealed the deal for me.
Mm-hmm. I like Jaime Munguia. I've been watching him coming up a bit, and his defense has got a load better. He's under Eric Morales, and I think this is about his, I want to say maybe his third camp with him, maybe third or fourth camp, and you can see the difference that Morales is obviously legend is actually crafting out of him. And even though he's 25, he's like 37-0. Like, so he's had a lot of experience. But is Gabe Rosado, I knew Gabe wasn't going to win on this one, I'm afraid. The back to bully performance was amazing, pulled that out. And him under Freddie Roach has been amazing. And people have been saying if he was just with Roach like 5 or 7 years earlier, the Gabe Rosado that we would have seen now would have been so much better. It's kind of like where he's on the flip side of the tail end of his career. But I still feel that he's got more to do. Like he brings more to the table. He's got heart. He's got grit. Somebody fell off. Hang on in there. Oh, it's Shelton. And he's got heart. He's got grit. But Jaime Munguia is now calling out Triple G. What everyone go around the panel. AJ, you say what you want about that whole topic and that fight.
Not man, great fight. I mean, I agree. I concur. I think that Gabe still put on a very, very good showing, despite the fact of losing. I still like to see him again, to be honest. I say he still gives a lot of guys a run for the money. I mean, especially a lot of young lions. And as far as Jaime goes, he said he wants Golovkin or Derevyanchenko next. I'd say I don't. I mean, depending on how Golovkin, as I said this on a prior live stream, I was on the Rafuse live stream. I believe it. I think that depending on how Golovkin looks against Murata, that will determine whether or not Jaime should take that fight. If Golovkin looks poor or whatever else, I say take it. But if not, just settle on Derevyanchenko and just keep your career moving from that point on. But Jaime's looking good. He has improved under Morales. I've noticed some improvements as to how he's boxing a lot better. Great movement, good jab. So that's just that's my take on it.
Got music playing in the background.
That's me. I got to mute myself. It's my alarm. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, was you finished, Age?
Yeah, I was done. You can go ahead.
Lisa.
Yeah.
What did you think about the fight?
I think it was a real good fight, but I picked Munguia, but my heart was with Gabe. Gabe is a vet. He's been around a long time, and he's had a lot of fights that could have went either way. So
yeah,
the cards was never the judges was never in his favor.
Never fair to him, were they? What was the one that they weren't fair to him? The last one.
Martin Murray.
No, not Martin Murray. Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs.
Yeah.
That he blatantly got robbed on Danny Jacobs. Blatantly did. Jacobs hardly threw no punches. Didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Gabe was the effective aggressor and landed the cleaner shots. And I don't understand how I think it was split decision, wasn't it?
It was.
Like yeah. Well, go ahead. Sorry, Lee. I didn't see the Martin Murray one, sporting. I'm gonna have to look at that. Didn't even know he fought him. Yeah, didn't know he fought Martin Murray.
But,
go ahead.
But Munguia is young. You're talking about coming in there. You got 10 years age difference, and Munguia has been in some wars, but he's getting better under Eric Morales. I'm seeing the subtle changes. He's a work in progress, but he comes to fight, and he's always exciting to look at. So he throws a lot of punches. So I knew it was going to be a war, but Gabe survived. I mean, he didn't win the fight, but he did survive. He didn't get knocked down.
Yeah, so no, I didn't think. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, he's a toughie, man. He is a toughie, but the way he, who did I see batter him? Triple G. Woo!
And David Lemieux too.
The blood that I saw in that Triple G fight.
Oh, his face was a mess.
His face was
David Lemieux as well. He looked bad. Yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah, he's got really thin skin and has a lot of skin issues, but he gives it hard. All right, so sporting, you haven't seen it. Hang on, Kenny, did you watch it?
What's that?
Rosado.
I started it off by saying that.
Oh, sorry.
Towards the end of the championship rounds, that's when Munguia, Jaime Ramir let his hands go, and he was hurting Rosado, and he's throwing some good combinations, uppercuts, and flurry of punches, and I thought, that's when he pulled away. So look at him. I do, like Triple G. That's a payday, isn't it? But it's one of those times where you think, you know what, this is a good time to fight Triple G, because he's at a time when he's fallible, isn't it? Well, he's fallible, isn't it? I think he became fallible after the Canelo fights. But then again, a lot of fighters who are unbeaten do look fallible after they fight Canelo.
For some reason, he depletes them. Shelton, what do you think of Munguia and Rosado fight?
Well, obviously, it was a great fight. Rosado hurt Munguia also to the body. He was killing him with body shots and hooks to the head. Munguia eats a lot of punches. But it was a great fight. Munguia showed up. He outworked Gabe. And I have a problem with Munguia because you're ranked number 1 in the WBC and number 1 in the WBO. You're ranked number 12 by the IBF. So you're not getting a fucking Triple G fight.
No, you're not. So
why are you calling out Triple G when you're number 1 in the WBC and you're number 1 in the WBO? Why are you calling out Triple G? This is the problem I have.
Who realistically, because you guys know, I know sporting and you don't know who in the rankings, who realistically out of the is it the WBA and the WBO?
The WBO and the WBC, he's ranked number 1.
Yeah, who should he be calling out then? Who should he?
Charlo?
That's it.
Andrade.
Yeah.
Andrade. Yeah.
Why is he calling out Triple G? And that's the problem I have with Munguia, because he had the Andre fight at 54 and he turned it down. He had the Andre, was it 54 or 60? I forget. But he had to fight with Andre and he turned it down. His handler said he wasn't ready. So now you get a big win against a credible opponent and you call out Triple G, a fight you know you're not going to get. That's my problem with Munguia right there.
Yeah, and that don't make any sense. Do you think he'd be okay? So if he got to fight on, so why? This is another thing. Eddie's got Andrade and he's got Triple G. Why aren't these fights being made? Why isn't Andrade fighting Triple G?
Chan, he's been calling. He's been calling for that for so long. I mean, he has, but I don't know if it's on Triple G side or what. Yeah, I don't know if it's on Triple G side. If he doesn't want to fight him. Triple G don't want to fight him. I don't think. Nobody wants to fight
video. I saw the video. I saw a video. Jonathan Banks, Triple G's trainer now.
Yeah.
And Kurt was trying to suggest to him to fight Andrade, and he said no. Nobody wants to fight him.
Yeah, I think Demetrius he's too wrong. He's wrong for a lot of fighters, though.
He's a dark horse. Yeah.
He's the boogeyman.
And they looking at it as money. This is all about.
Bro,
I know we hate fans. This is all about money to them. And they don't like his style. A lot of people, they say it's not.
Yeah, Dimitri, he's high risk, low reward. That's why. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But he's a champion. Why is it low reward? How is he low reward when he's got a belt?
But
they don't want to get their asses
about money.
They don't want to get their asses
kicked. It's not low reward. He's got a belt. They know that he'll beat them. That's what it is.
He's putting butts in the seats.
It don't matter. That's not our business as fight fans about butts in seats. All we, as the promoters, I know that would put butts in seat. Andrade versus
people would go to see that fight. I beg to differ, Lisa. People would go and pay to see that fight.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I disagree with y'all. I'm saying this is what they're saying. The people in the business.
Canelo said that.
I've heard them talk.
That was never happened. But Canelo's words was, "You fight nobody." That was the words he should
fight Charlo. the
Yes.
realistic thing would be to fight Carlo because Triple G is unifying with Barada, and then the winners of the two fight each other and become undisputed. But it's not
But
going down like that. I'm just
No,
what
telling
did
y'all
Tom Brown tell you guys?
business is saying.
What did Tom Brown tell you guys? What did Tom Brown tell you guys? He told all of
I
us.
don't listen to none of them fools.
No, listen to what I'm saying, Lisa. What did Tom Brown tell us at the press conference for Crawford and Porter? If two guys want to fight, the fight can be made.
Oh, yeah, butt checked him for
Charlo
that.
does not want to fight him.
Yeah, I
Period,
get
point
that.
blank.
Because he's holding out
Charlo does
for,
not want to fight
because I
him.
think he's holding out for Canelo.
Yeah, but he's alive for the Canelo sweepstakes. Almost like him and Benavidez, like our teams.
Everyone's holding out for Canelo, and this is the thing where it's gone wrong. It's just like everybody's final destination is one stop, Canelo, please.
Yeah, but he is the payday. He is the goose that laid the golden egg. So
yeah, I know, but in between, can we not see you lot fight each other?
Not necessarily.
I don't even care no more because I don't even talk about it.
I mean, the bottom line, 160 is a mess, just like
Talking about
135. 160 is a mess, just like 135.
Go ahead, Ken.
No, what I'm trying to say is that we're in a situation where I think we look over our cousins UFC. We don't have these kind of politics where the best fight the best and everyone puts their O's on the line. But boxing is a different kettle of fish because what's happening is too much arse protection in boxing, and it's like fighters don't want to fight other fighters unless there's something in for them financially. So it's like they're more than happy to fight Canelo for the payday, but then when they go and fight Canelo, they're basically, and I say that in boxing terms, just they're happy to be there, happy to be there. Probably last 12 rounds, probably get knocked out in 11th, and they take their payday. They went, oh. It's like you're a Chelsea fan. It's like getting sacked by Abramovich at Chelsea, but it's not a disgrace because he sacks everyone. Like losing to Canelo is not a disgrace because he beats everyone, and I've still got my head held high. And I think that's what boxers, middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight, they're all about that. And I think that's embarrassing to the sport that they just want to wait for that payday.
I know.
But the 160.
Go ahead, Lise.
The middleweight division is a more historical division. It's an older division that has a lot of history behind it. The 168 division is not old. So you're talking about people with like Monzones and people that have a rich history. What's his name? Hagler, and there's so many others. Jake LaMotta's, Sugar Ray Rock. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about historically old divisions. So I don't. This would be great for the division.
But here's the issue with 68, you guys. Here's the issue with 68 and 60 and 75. All these guys that's waiting for the sweepstakes, right? You cannot fight twice a year and go into a fight with Canelo, who's been fighting 4 or 5 times a year, and think you have a shot. You don't. He's active. He's sharp. He's in the gym. He's ready to go. You've been on your couch, on Instagram, partying, drinking. Did you get an 11-week training camp and think you're going to beat this guy? You're fooling yourselves. And the sad thing for us as fans is we buy into that garbage. You're not going to beat that guy.
And then a fight that I didn't see that kind of ties into what we're talking about because that was shown on the same night, but we don't get showtime, was Benavidez against Davis. How did that? Davis stopped on his towel. The towel got thrown in. I spoke to his trainer. Is his trainer his dad?
Yes. Jose Benavidez Sr., yes.
I spoke to his dad today. I helped interview his dad today on TBV. Actually, really, really, really nice guy. And he told me like that Benavidez is like literally the real deal. They only had like you know, they're not pulling excuses, but they only had like 2 weeks, you know, because of the Uzgateki whole drama, popping dirty, and only had like 2 weeks and had to pull him out of doing his normal routine, what he does, you know, in camp, but out of camp kind of routine, to more of a specific camp to try and fight Benavidez. And he was like, yeah, like his son wanted to go on, but he said it was just, yeah, it was just too much that he had to, that did they throw in the towel, or did he quit? They threw in the towel? Was it thrown in the towel?
Yeah, they threw the towel in the 7th round.
Yeah.
The guy was getting beat up anyway. He was going to get stopped. It was happening.
Yeah, and he wanted to stay. He wanted to stay on, but you know, that was just to do with his, you know, heart and you know, men, their ego. Sometimes boxers don't know when to call it a day. But his dad was giving like quite good, there you go, Ken, quite good intel, and you know, they've got other routes that they're going to go down and stuff like that. But he said, his dad said, interestingly, that he doesn't feel that Benavidez can beat Canelo either. So I just wanted to know anybody's point of view about just in the last, we've got 9 minutes, just in the last 9 minutes of how Benavidez, how that fight went, because I still haven't watched it. And do you guys think Benavidez is the closest person of the names mentioned that gives Canelo a run for his money?
My biggest issue here is that when you hear about Canelo, you hear that he has to go see Charlo, he has to go see Andre, he has to have a third fight with Triple G, he has to go fight Bivol, he has to go fight Beterbiev, he has to go fight David Benavidez. I'm like, well, why does he have to run the gauntlet? Why does everybody, all they have to do is just fight Canelo, then he gets all their souls? I don't understand that. Why can't they fight each other?
It's Mortal Kombat.
It is, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't understand why Canelo has to run the gauntlet and nobody else's feet has been held to the fire.
So, but who does Canelo, though, guys, or Sporting as well? Who does he? Is it his fault he's run out of people?
Can I give my take?
Hang on, let Sporting just answer that, and then you go next, Age. You go next.
Well, I think,
no problem. Go ahead.
I think with the fights that Canelo's had outside of Yildirim, I think Canelo has earned the right to fight whoever the hell he wants to fight next.
Yeah, in my opinion, like, yeah, it's not like he's not trying to do any. It's not like he's trying to duck or trying to take easy fights as much as, you know, people keep throwing that out there. If you like Canelo, if you hate Canelo, that narrative suits you fine. Oh, he ducks everybody.
But Canelo,
if he doesn't fight a Charlo, his legacy's not sealed.
But Canelo, he's the only one there who's actually earned the right to end Triple G's career, because somebody's going to end Triple G's career soon. Canelo is the one who's earned the right.
Again, though, Mark. I mean, Sport. I don't want to see that fight again.
Yeah, but I think that Canelo is the only one who's really deserved it. Charlo hasn't earned that fight yet. Andre hasn't earned it. Munguia hasn't earned it. Nobody's earned it. True.
Like if the baton's to be passed or the torch, you're saying it should be with Canelo to do it, yeah, because the rest ain't really earned in that aspect. Yeah, even though
I do feel that that Triple G won the first fight between them.
He did. I did a rewatch. I keep saying this, like I keep saying it, and Shelton and Lisa was on the panel, and I think maybe even AJ. I gave Canelo 2 rounds. Them lot gave him 3. He got washed. Triple G washed Canelo in that first fight. Nobody tell me nothing. Washed him. That was a great injustice, you know. Like, I don't even know how Triple G isn't that. Like, I'd be so pissed off with that decision that I lost that fight when I clearly, it weren't even close. I washed him. With Canelo, you've literally got to knock him down every round and you still get a draw. Ridiculous. Sorry, go AJ. And thanks Hector Garcia for the super chat. Mi corazón apreciada, muy apreciada. Gracias. Go ahead, AJ.
Push up. Okay. Here's my take on it. I mean, just to further comment on Sport Icons, what he was saying. Canelo is undisputed now at 168. Let me say it again. He's undisputed now at 168 pounds. He did this in 11 months, less than a year. What other fighter is going to achieve something like that?
Nobody.
I'm sorry. I'm waiting. Who the fighter is going to achieve something like that in that kind of time frame? So like, why is everybody saying like, yeah, why? Oh, he has to do this and hey, okay, and also to add to Sheldon's point, how all these fighters are, well, why I can't understand like why you guys are sitting on the couch waiting for Canelo to give you a call. My thing is, if you're a fighter, stay active. If you're a fighter, fight. If you can't get the fight you want, okay, well, move on to somebody else. Stay active. Keep fighting until you get the call.
Right.
Stay fresh. It's not hard. I mean, it's like I mean, because I'm watching the All Access episode. I saw this last night when I was at work with a plane, and the Charlos are in the crowd talking about like, oh, Canelo's getting tired. I can beat him. Oh my God! And it's like y'all the clowns, man. Seriously, like y'all the jokes. Y'all the fucking jokes, man. You know, and it's funny because like even like how. And I blame Triple G for his first loss because after that first, I mean, like this is not relative, but I just want to add this is like I blame Triple G personally for the first loss he took because after that first fight with Canelo, after they did me like that, I am never, ever dealing with you motherfuckers again. I'm never gonna fight you again. I'm gonna go unify with Billy Joe and become undisputed and keep going about my business. Fuck y'all. Yeah, and that's my take on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, LadyChann, I kind of got to run though. I got to jump off. I got something to take care of.
Yeah, you go. We'll be wrapping up in 4 minutes. Thanks,
okay.
All
right,
thank you, LadyChann. Thank you, everybody.
All right, big bro.
All right.
Ken, what's your take on this whole Canelo debacle and everybody waiting out for Canelo and David Benavidez?
It happens. It happens in all sports, mate. If you're the man to beat, then everyone wants a slice of the pie, and it's always destination of Canelo. It's you know, he is the best fight. He is the best in the business, you know, and he is the money. You know, at the end of the day, they don't call it prize fighting for nothing. He is the price. He is the payday. You know that you're going to be involved in a pay-per-view situation. You know for a fact that you're gonna fight in front of a full stadium. You know, and you know that if it goes down to purse bids, obviously Canelo's going to get a lion's share, but you are going to be set up for life by just selling a ring with him. So as much as we want to sort of protect the purity of the sport, the integrity of the sport, at the end of the day, these are fit men who are putting their lives on the line, and they're not going to do it for anything other than the best price available. And as I say, all roads lead to Canelo. Win or lose, because you're not even allowed to get a draw against this guy. You know what I mean? So I do understand it, but in terms of Triple G, the reasons why I think he took the rematch with Canelo, 2 reasons: pride and the fact that he was the hardest hitting middleweight of his generation. He wanted to prove that he had to, in terms of his pride, fight Canelo again and knock his ass off. He had to. He had no choice. Even despite the fact that he felt cheated, reputation-wise, he built up a reputation as not knocking people out, having power in both hands. So you know what happens when everyone thinks you're a bad boy. You've got to go and prove it, even if you got misgivings about that. People live up to that reputation, thrive in it. They breathe on it. Mike Tyson loved being the baddest man on earth. He loved everyone being scared of him. Deontay Wilder loved being known as the hardest hitting heavyweight. How do we know that? Because of the way they reacted after they lost. Mike Tyson,
the way they lied.
Mike Tyson when he busted Douglas. Oh, I hit him with uppercut and the referee counted too long. Deontay Wilder. Oh, there was something wrong with my arm. Or he had things in his gloves. Canelo, Triple G. It's what happens, mate. It's like the school playground, isn't it? If everyone's shit scared of you in the school playground, you've got to prove every time that you've got to beat the guy up and hit harder than the guy. Even when you're mentally you're scared of the guy, but you have to. Your reputation won't allow you not to take that fight.
Yeah. And Lisa.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I have a whole different way of looking at stuff.
Go ahead.
If name me another female grime artist.
Just say Miss Dynamite.
Okay. When you came out, you're an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You do your own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
and you got your own lane.
Yeah.
And I look at that, boxers should be the same.
Mm.
When you go, so when you came out, you were inspired by other artists, but here's the thing: when you're a boxer and you're going out there and you're fighting, you're not thinking about no. When you first started your career, unless you were inspired by that person, like you go out and do your own thing. You can't be focused on what the next person and all that is doing unless you're in a position where you can fight for them, but you can go out and create your own lane. Because what happens is you're going to be in a situation like you're going to wind up messing up your prime, chasing, and not focusing on what you have to do. Because you can have classic fights yourself, and people are talking about you.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, but
yeah, no, I get it.
The whole world does not revolve around, you know what I'm saying, just one box or two boxes.
Yeah.
You have to go out and do your own thing, because see what y'all are doing this is what I'm saying. 160 is a historically old division.
Yeah.
I think that Triple G would fight the winner of those two, because he wants that legacy. He lost the fights with Canelo or whatever. One was a draw, one was a loss. I think he would do it because he want to go out with his legacy to become undisputed. If he was to win against Murata and who's ever the winner, and if he was the win of all four, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And is,
so I got a different way of looking at it.
No, and that's and just like would you say that Benavidez is the closest person? This is what everyone the last thing around the panel want everyone to say. If it's not Benavidez, the person who you think has got the closest chance of beating Canelo, who is it? And we'll go around and then we'll end. And that'll be it.
From what I'm looking at my odds right now, where Canelo was at, I don't see nobody from 160, or I'm not sure about 175 beating him. I'm not sure about 175 yet. And the reason I say that is because he's sharp right now. He's firing on all cylinders. He fights often. Benavidez has a lot of girth there and a lot of long torso, and he will tear that body apart. He does have the combinations, but I just see Canelo just, and I love Benavidez. I think he's a great talent, but I just don't visually see it.
In winning, beating Canelo. Kenny, who do you see? Benavidez giving Canelo a run for his money, or if not, who?
Well, the thing is, right, the best way to beat Canelo is don't allow him in that, what I call that last third. Do not allow him to, cut down the angles, always posing questions. Do not allow him to work you out. Because once you allow him to work you out, then what will happen is that he will close down the distance. And once he closes down the distance, you ain't got a chance. So whoever that fighter is, that's one thing they got to get in their arsenal, is the inside fighting. And
is it Benavidez?
Could be. It could be. But, it could be. But the thing is that it depends on his mental state. Depends if he's treating it like a boxing match and treating it like another fight. If he's letting his reputation get the better at Canelo's reputation get the better of him, then it doesn't matter who it is. It's a mental thing. I personally think there's fighters out there with all the physical attributes to do something, because they wouldn't be champions if they didn't have the physical attributes to, compete with Canelo and beat him. But mentally, they don't allow themselves to do it because they let themselves get walked down. It's a mental thing. So, you've got all the tools. You can fight him at range, i.e. Callum Smith, but he's walking you down. Same thing with Caleb Plant. Talking a good game, moving around, but he's getting moved around the ring and being able to fight at Canelo's pace and then getting walked down. Billy Joe Saunders the same thing.
Keyword here,
So,
walk down.
Yeah. And that's the problem, where you always mention his names, and we always treat it as a 50-50. We get excited, but the same thing happens. So I don't think anyone's out there to beat him unless they sort themselves out upstairs.
Shelton, so we got Benavidez the man to do it, or if not, who?
Here's the issue, Chan. I don't care who it is. Personally, at 75, he doesn't beat all those guys. I think Zerto beats him. I think Benavidez. Bivol probably outboxes him. He has a shot at Bivol. I think he can beat Joe Smith. But hold on, Chan.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead. Shell? I think Shelton's having technical issues.
Oh shit.
No. He needs like earphones.
I just
you
believe. Go ahead,
What's
Chan.
happening?
I got a call.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Shell. Drop off. Go ahead, Sporting. Do you believe Benavidez is the man to do it, or who, if not, who is to beat Canelo?
I don't think Benavidez is.
Bullshit. You always call me for bullshit.
Hang on, sorry. Shit. Go ahead.
I don't think Benavidez is, and I think I'm going to be in the minority here, and I'm probably going to get some stick for it. But I think the only person who can really give Canelo that work right now might actually be, stylistically, Chris Eubank Jr.
What? Because I feel it has to be a mover and someone that's a mover and someone that's got power.
Exactly, and somebody who has a chin.
And that's got a chin.
And that's Chris Eubank Jr.
Interesting, man.
That's interesting. I haven't. Obviously, he's called him out. He's one of the ones that's called him out. I just. With that, he's Sporting. He's stuck in between two styles at the minute. He don't know if he's Roy Jones Jr. or if he's Chris Eubanks Jr. And I'm not sure.
Lady Chann, the thing about it, right, is that I listen to what Sporting's just said, and I can't disagree with what he said. That's why I want more meat in those bones, please.
What it is with Eubank, we know his chin's very good. We know he's quite brave. The only thing that would worry me for him is that he takes rounds off. If he didn't take rounds off, he's got a very good chance. I don't think he can stop Canelo, but I think he could beat him on points. Will he get a decision? I don't know. But I think that Eubank will give him a very good fight.
Really? Is that just our British thing? Because I always have to be the voice of reason. Like, I'm always like, you traitor. People are like, you traitor. I'm like, Billy Joe Saunders can't beat Canelo. Callum Smith can't beat Canelo.
No, I said this a while ago. I said that the only person around that could beat Triple G was Chris Eubank Jr. And this was a couple of years ago.
I don't know.
It's
I know
the
what you're
uppercuts
saying.
that does it.
Can you get past the jab? Triple G got a power jab.
No,
I mean, he would get pieced up.
No, we're talking about Canelo with Chris Eubank Jr.
Yeah, I meant both. I mean, I'm saying both. Yeah, I'm talking about Triple G got that power jab that pushes you back, like with Chris Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank is a dangerous guy. Don't get me wrong.
It's those uppercuts.
What about strength, though? What about
he's always been...
Because, remember George Groves, where he done him for strength?
Yeah.
And he is he gained some strength because, he had the arsenal to beat George Groves, but George Groves worked out, give him no room and just sit on him and sit on top of him.
Yeah, again, but I mean, this was a Chris Eubank Jr. who didn't use a trainer, didn't really train properly.
I agree on that, but I still think there's a strength issue as well that will concern me.
Does he have the power that Canelo would respect?
No.
I can't see it. I don't know. Yeah, I would like to say yes, guys, but yeah, I'm with Shelton on this one. I don't think so.
I want to finish my answer. Somebody called me with a bunch of bullshit, but I want to finish my answer. With Benavidez, here's the thing: his work rate, his stamina, and his size will give Canelo problems because he's going to be right. He's not going to run. He's going to be right there because his footwork's terrible. He's going to stand right in front of Canelo, but he's going to throw a bunch of punches, and they look like hard shots. But here's the question: does he hit hard enough to earn Canelo's respect and make him back up? Because if he doesn't hit hard enough to hurt Alvarez is going to do him like he does everybody else. He's going to cut the angle, walk him down, and knock him out. If he hits hard enough, he can beat Canelo based on his work rate because he throws a bunch of punches. And if they're hard punches, it could give Canelo an issue. He could probably beat him.
And if it's not Chris Eubanks Jr., who do you see the closest?
My guy. Before you're on the phone, we were saying the same thing a minute ago. Sporting was saying the same about Chris Eubanks Jr. All those sort of kind of all attributes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you know what?
Thank you, Ronald.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing that worries me a bit. It's a strength issue, though, isn't it?
Yes. If you can't back that guy up,
Canelo, the two dynamics is you need someone that's got power that Canelo can respect. There's equal power as Canelo or more, or probably more for him to respect. And you've got to be a mover. With those two combos, you're winning. But somehow we ain't found those two combos in one fighter for Canelo for some reason. Like,
if Benavidez can back him up, if anybody that can back Canelo up can beat Canelo. We saw that with Floyd because he was backing up not because of the power. He was backing up because he couldn't see where the shots were coming from.
He couldn't find him. Yeah, and he
right.
Lose him.
You have to be able to back him up. If you can make him go backward, as we saw in the first Triple G fight, you can beat him. If you can't keep him off of you, if you can't keep that guy off of you, you have no shot.
He'll walk you down. And if you're not elusive like Lara, you got to not be able to be found. And when you are found by him, he can punch you. That fighter can punch his face off. That's just it. Like, catch me if you can, Canelo. But if you do catch me, guess what? The punch I give you is going to leave your mouth guard on the floor with the 32 teeth on there as well. So it's got to be that. It's got to be that combination of fighter. And I just don't know. It has to be a Jaime Munguia strength, but don't just stand in front. David Benavidez strength will capture his attention for sure. Artur Beterbiev will capture his attention for sure. But do they have the ring IQ to win? They're flat-footed. I don't know. This is the thing.
Well, here's the thing with Beterbiev. See, this is the problem that a lot of Canelo fans don't want to admit. Yeah. At some point, physics just takes over. Canelo is 5'8" tall. He's a little guy.
Yeah.
Beterbiev is going to steamroll him.
Do you not think
he's going to beat him up and he's going to knock him out? Beterbiev is going to beat him up and knock him out. Zurdo Ramirez is going to steamroll him, beat him up, and knock him out. Joe Smith is kind of chinny, so we don't know about Joe Smith, and Bivol doesn't have that much power, but he can box. So I'm giving him a chance against those two guys. But Zurdo and Bivol and Beterbiev, Zurdo Ramirez and Artur Beterbiev will steamroll him and knock him out.
Yeah, but Beterbiev is in the latter stages now. What do you? I don't know.
That's why Canelo's waiting. That's why he's waiting. He wants him to get old.
This is what I'm saying, and that's what I can see. And then for me, that's not fair. I want someone that will really give you the proper competition. And anyone that we're saying that's going to give him proper competition is an out of his prime Triple G and an out of his prime Beterbiev.
I got money on it right now, Chan. If they were to fight in May of next year, Beterbiev would steamroll him and knock him out.
Yeah, Beterbiev is a beast.
But you just Okay, well that's 175. You know,
Yeah,
but
that's
he doesn't fight
175.
enough. That's the issue.
He don't.
But those guys are
He's
just too
strong.
big, Lisa. They're just too big.
Yeah.
He's
But
5'8". People make Canelo out like he's this monster giant. The dude is
No,
5'8". At
no,
68, those guys aren't that good, and they aren't that big. At 75, those guys walk around at 200 pounds. Those are big guys.
They walk around, and some of them are nearly bloody flipping heavyweights.
Some of them dudes are walking around at 210, 215, cutting down to 75. They're big dudes.
Yeah.
They're just too big.
Yeah, too big for Canelo. Canelo can't undispute up at 75. There's a couple of men there that will stop him.
We'll find that in 2022.
Well, we'll see where he's going. We'll see where he's going. We'll see where he's going next. To be fair, I don't know where he's going. I don't know where he's going next, but I'm looking forward to see where he's going next. We had James Payne that I wanted to join the thingy, but James, you did too late. The show's absolutely closed. The show's closing. I'm going to do a show tomorrow. I've got Hannah Rankin on for a bit as well, guys. She recently won the IBO and the what did she win?
Congrats.
In WBO and the IBO.
Yeah.
WBO and the IBO, didn't she?
Mm.
So she's coming on for her second time round. And then what I will do is, guys, after that, I'll just extend the show so we can have another chop up. But what I'm going to do is just do more lives in the week. I took a week off, and I'll do more lives in the week so we can talk about, like, you know, evolving, the evolving.
Before we go,
James Payne.
you know, there's a British dust up, in the actually clashes with the Zone on December 11th. You know, you've got Ben Allegri, and you've got Katie Taylor fighting for the Zone, and on Sky Boxer, you've got Chris Eubank Jr. against Liam Williams.
Oh God, so they're at the same time. I definitely
yes, put that in your diaries, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, excuse me, fellas. Excuse me, Sporting and Kenny. Did Liam Williams move up to 68?
No,
it's middleweight.
60. He's middle. He's 60.
He's middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about because he fought Liam Smith, innit? That all those years back, yeah.
No, I'm saying Liam Williams just fought Andrade at 60, right?
Yeah, it was at 60.
That's right, yeah.
He didn't go to 68. He stayed at 60.
Stayed 60, yeah.
Thingy.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Eubank, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
is it in Liverpool, that one?
No, it's in Cardiff. But Williams has been calling that Eubank for about 18 months.
Yeah, I know.
But that's what I'm saying. If Eubank is cutting back down to 60 for this fight, he can't fight Canelo. Canelo will smoke him.
Yeah, he stopped being at 68. He said he's going to be 60. He's been since.
Yeah, you don't want to put him in there with Canelo. Canelo is a steamroller guy.
Well, he's not going to 68. He's just saying he's
something
putting at 60.
Yeah, he's a steamroller guy.
I've got one fight that you shouldn't put in your diary, and just do your Christmas shopping. Don't waste your time on Derek Chisora versus Parker. You know, don't waste your time on that. Do your Christmas shopping.
Gotta watch it. I have to see that one. We'll have Kenny.
Yeah,
Kenny
I gotta see that one.
Actually, I've got an excuse. I'll be abroad. For a few days. So
now I thought Derek did better than they said he did. I didn't think he won, but I thought he did better than they had him on the card.
Story of Derek's life. Story of Derek's life when he fights decent fighters.
I did really close.
You know, he acquits himself well, but loses.
Sorry. Yeah, I did really close. And just before, James, we're absolutely wrapping up the show, but you wanted to eat your humble pie for the panel, and so I'm giving you the last hoorah, because remember, this was my colleague as well from stateside, from TBV. He said that Caleb Plant, he's from the same state and same.
Oh yeah, my man, yeah.
Caleb Plant. He said Caleb Plant is definitely beating Canelo. So now he's come to eat his humble pie.
Yes, sir.
Oh God, I remember that. I was here.
Do you remember? Yeah, you was there, Ken.
I was on that panel.
Let's go. Yeah, you was, Ken. James Payne is the name.
Lito, my man, what's happening?
Go ahead, Jay.
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
We got you, big bro.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
so
Hey, how you doing?
You turn
man,
yourself up
how
a bit,
everybody?
Jay.
Uh-oh, hold on. My bad. My bad. How about now? How about now?
Yeah,
How about now?
We got you.
perfect.
We got you, brother.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm making my rounds. I'm you know, I had the crow meat marinating. I took some Tennessee Memphis dry rub, put it on the crow meat. You know what I mean? I got some lemon pepper seeds, and then I got it seasoned up real nice. I got some white bread right here, so I'm finna make a sandwich, eat my little crow meat. And then I got for dessert, I got some humble pie over here on the side. So, you know, Caleb couldn't get it done, but he put on a damn good showing, and every one of y'all can admit that you were entertained. Were you not entertained?
I was entertained.
Yes, I
I was
was.
entertained.
It was a
Sporty,
better
was
fight
you
than I thought it was
entertained?
going to be.
All right. Okay. So yeah.
Sporty, was you entertained? With
I was.
Caleb?
I thought that's a kind of plant done much better than I thought he was going to do.
Me too. Me too.
All right.
Me too.
Yeah. So we put Tennessee on the map. So for LadyChann's audience, cheerio, done season. You know what I'm saying? James Payne Lethal is going ahead and admitting that I was wrong. I picked Caleb over Canelo, and he got knocked out in the 11th round.
We get it. You're from the same state, same town. It's a close relate. We get why you rooted for him, so we're not going to come down heavy on you. Do you know what I mean? We do the same. So.
But I had to make it right though. I had to make it right with your audience because I did come on your show and I did make my prediction, and so it was only right that you show accountability. So I'm sorry I didn't do it sooner. I've had some technical difficulties on my end, but you know it's inescapable fact of life that when you do wrong, you gotta go ahead and make it right. Oh man. Who it is? Still crying in the car. Oh man, yeah.
He gonna cry.
They coming down on you hard. But see, the only thing I believe, I believe that got Caleb was the inactivity, bro. You can't be out of the ring 11, 12 months and go into a fight with a guy who's been fighting every 3-4 months. He's gonna beat you.
Well, I mean, he did exactly what not exactly, but he came out similar to how I thought he would. He came out to a quick start. I don't give a damn what them scorecards said.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, go ahead.
I gave Caleb round 1, round 2, round 4, round 8, and round 9. So I gave him 5 rounds at the time of the stoppage. So it was 5-5 and at 11th, and then he got stopped in the 11th. So that's just my person.
As did I.
That's my scorecard. But it was an entertaining fight. I'm not crying. The tears have stopped. I just ate my crow. So King KO, you know what I mean? You getting it off. What? Plant got dominated by who? Fertilizer?
No, he didn't get dominated. It was a good fight. He didn't get dominated.
No, he didn't get dominated. He was dominant. He didn't dominate Canelo, but he was very impressive. Y'all gotta admit, y'all ain't seen nobody getting off on Canelo like that in a while, man. But hey, so you know, I'm
glad that you came, Jay, and that you. Yeah.
I'm late.
No worries. Thank you, Sporting. I love you to pieces, my UK compadre. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Sporting Icons, please do it. What are you doing? He's got the greatest commentary.
Great content,
and he's a veteran in the game. Yeah. And we all love a good old Sporting Icons. And Sporting, I'll hit you. And anyway, hopefully I need to get this sort out, this press thing and press pass, so I can be sitting next to you for one of them fights. I'm going to go to Derek Chisora, definitely, maybe, and get a press pass and do that.
Well, you're going to go all the way up. Is it in Manchester?
It's in Manny, I think. Yeah, it's in Manny, that one.
Yeah,
I may do.
I
may do.
What's Manny?
Yeah.
Is that
Manchester? Got a long way from you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on a train, it's 2 hours on a train, but drive.
No,
2.5 on the train. 2 hours on the train, but driving is like
Houston, innit?
Yeah, and I don't live far from it. But driving's like 4 hours.
Oh wow.
About 3.5. 4.
Hey, the thing about us Londoners is that we think anything outside Watford is too far.
Anything outside Watford, anything where outside where AJ lives, he's even in the country for us, and he's only half an hour.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it. Damn right. Come to Cardiff or the Fury White one. Yeah, because Cardiff ain't that a task anyway. So just go up there. Yeah,
just get a train from Paddington, innit?
I'll just get driven. I'll just drive. It'll be fine. Yeah. Just drive.
Where do you think? Where's everyone think White and
I live near, not too far from any of them.
Is Fury?
That's going to be in
a British stadium. Is it going to be in a British outdoor stadium? If it's a new, are we going to?
I don't know. We don't know where Fury. Fury and White. They said they wanted to make it in the stadium, didn't they? So
what stadium are we talking about?
I think you could do one in Manny.
Old Trafford.
Old Trafford. I don't know if you're going to be able to do a Wembley with that. I doubt it. They're big, but they're not big like that.
So, Tyson Fury is not a household name in the United Kingdom.
He hasn't fought here for 5 years. No, you don't sell tickets like that. It's Anthony Joshua.
Joshua sells tickets.
He sells tickets in
Dillian White doesn't sell tickets over there.
Not like Joshua.
Dillian White can get pay-per-views, but Dillian White's stadium. He can, if it's a stadium that can hold about 15, 20,000, Dillian White can do it. But anything over 25,000, I think Dillian will struggle. But AJ, 100,000, AJ feels it.
Feels it in like a day, not even a day, half a day.
You know, that's kind of confusing to me. So, but Dillian White has done cards and sold out the O2, has he not?
O2 is only like
20,000.
It's only 20,000, so you can do just about 20,000. He can do that, but like what I was saying, that's where his ceiling is. After that, he can't. He's not the. It's AJ for us, whether you like him or not. The number one heavyweight in the division is Tyson Fury, but he doesn't even sell a quarter of what AJ does. It's just weird. He's just not.
Tyson Fury can't fill stadiums. Tyson Fury
is number one as far as I'm concerned.
He is.
But I know Tyson is number one, but I'm not
in America.
Yeah, he doesn't feel. He just doesn't feel.
In England, he wouldn't fill the O2, would he, LadyChann?
I think him and Dillian White could together.
Yeah, but on his own. On his own. But maybe with. Do you reckon he could do it now after this third fight? Not really, because the thing is, if you look at when I was at the AJ fight with Usyk, it's not just boxing fans and casual boxing fans. We're talking people. AJ sells the sport to people who don't even like sport, who don't even like boxing. Yeah, Tyson Fury can't do that. AJ is more than a boxer. AJ is a limited company, and he's a personality. Let's just You see Adele,
brand.
A brand.
That's the thing. Adele, you know how big she is in America and Britain. AJ's on that kind of level.
Yeah,
Tyson Fury's nowhere near that.
It's not. It's weird, and this is what I'm saying. And he's from here, and he's homecoming. James. He wouldn't be able to probably sell out anything more than. I don't think he'd sell out 20,000. Unfortunately, he wouldn't. Ain't that weird? Yeah. So, Bon Scott, what are you saying? Casuals calling fans casuals. Hey, talking about us?
I'm not a casual, mate. I've been following this sport for all my life, mate. So you can take me out of that description, mate.
Yeah, I mean he has to be Fury. Usyk, I get it, but it doesn't matter. He's still a brand, regardless.
Say that again, Lisa.
That's what people don't. No, I'm just saying what the guy said in the chat. I'm saying he's still a brand. That's the thing.
Who's still a brand? AJ.
Yeah, the person was like he has to be Usyk. Yes, this is true, but regardless, I was saying he's still a brand. That's what people don't. Yeah.
Yeah, AJ has to be Usyk. No, he's still a brand regardless of if win, lose or draw. Yeah, AJ's brand is very. That's it, James. AJ's brand is very big here. Yeah, so the
pressure on him to win the rematch is immense because I think what's happened is that the brain can survive 2 defeats. I don't think the brain gets slightly affected if it's the third defeat.
Yeah,
and the brain does need it to be undisputed. So it's a must-win fight for AJ.
It is
in a rematch, whatever that is.
It will lessen his stock if he does a
probably.
Well, but listen. lessen his stock, but how come Deontay Wilder had 2 back-to-back losses from the same geezer? Is his stock lessened? It's actually kind of done the opposite.
Yeah, but what stock did he have in America that you can compare to AJ? You can't.
Well,
his stock in America is not as big as AJ's here.
I don't think that Deontay could get another $20 million fight with anyone right now because there's no one else in the heavyweight division.
Unless it's AJ.
Yeah, like maybe AJ. I don't think a Ruiz fight would.
No, not maybe AJ. Definitely AJ.
I don't think
that would be the only person
Ruiz
that he could get that money.
Yeah, but only if AJ's a champion, though.
Sure. Nah, in America, AJ, we want to see him against. We've wanted to see AJ and Wilder for about 5 years, and I still want to see that fight.
That's you know, in terms of like, you know, the American public, so is that still going to sell?
And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm
gonna
tell you something else. I don't care if they fought without the titles. Because me personally, because if to see them fight, I feel like there would be a contest. Whoever won it should get a title shot. Like there would be a great title eliminator.
Would the tickets sell though? Would the tickets sell better here or or in stateside?
If they fought in the States, it would sell out.
But you know, like two big punches. You know, back here we love a dust up as well. We want to see someone's head being knocked off. So it might sell well here as well.
It probably would. Over there, you guys probably could do a stadium since you guys say that it's fairly easy for AJ to do that, and then you bring Wilder in.
It's easy
as tying up your shoelaces. It's a piece of piss.
Tying up your shoelaces, bro, man. Trust me. Within about an hour, he sells out. Promise you, it's hard to get tickets, right?
So let me ask you a question, because you guys were saying they were trying to stage something in January your way.
With are you talking about Ruiz? Ruiz said he wants to fight in January.
No, I heard you mentioning something about Fury White, right?
That will be in the spring.
That be in the spring, but you know, I think in terms of Fury, you know. It depends in terms of like the promotions and everything. Fury, you know, unless he's fighting AJ, he ain't filling out a stadium in this country. It's a sad state of affairs. But it's not AJ.
And Fury ain't fought here for about 4 years, Ken? 5?
Yeah, and that's the thing. 4? A lot. Don't get me wrong. I think what's happened if we with Tyson Fury, you know, in terms of like people from European backgrounds. I mean, they're doing cartwheels because, you know, the fact that he's the best and blah, blah. But those guys are also AJ fans. Mm-hmm. And they will go and watch AJ at a drop of a hat, man. I tell you, AJ's like royalty here.
So this is my question. When you guys do those stadium fights in the United Kingdom, do you not have seasons in the United Kingdom? Like, do you guys not have winter or
preferably? We like in terms of the fight card in England, we don't like doing fight. It's all year round, except for January's a bad month traditionally in boxing, and August is a bad month. But you know, in terms of like a stadium fight, we tend to like May and June because I think it's close to the football season. So you know, you've got the close to the football season. So that's why we always like May, June, and maybe September where it's still a bit hot. Anything where it's a bit cold, no, we don't like it here.
That was what I was wondering. I was like, why would you guys have, like, why is every fight a stadium fight? If, like, I was just wondering what the weather situation was.
Yeah, we like it. We like it we do like it in the summer, but we just got to do
right now in November. It's not right now. It's not that cold, but I think in the next couple of weeks it's going to be. It's going to be severely cold. Oh yeah, it's going to be really cold. But in answer to your question, it's normally May, June, maybe July, but mainly May and June. That's where we like. Even April, because remember
April we get good. Our summer kind of we get that April warmth.
Remember April the 30th when we had Klitschko versus Joshua in 2017. So that's. But I think we like to do it around the football season because, you know, football fans, you know, when they're a lot of football fans kind of cross over in a boxing.
Yeah, so
you know,
kind of
both
crossing
working
over
class
everyone.
sports in this country. Football and boxing is working class. So
Yeah,
you tend to be a fan of both sports.
yeah. If you're a working class citizen.
So like
So
a blue collar citizen or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you call
yeah,
them blue collar
exactly.
up there in America.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If you like myself, you're a blue collar guy. If you work with your
Yeah.
hands, if you got big bread, big paper, you a white collar.
Yeah.
So
So that's Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
so quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Go.
Go on. Ask questions because you got the Brits on the panel, so I know you. You only don't really get to talk to us quite a lot.
Yeah. So
well, you do me. But.
I was gonna make a comment about is Matchroom failing, but first, before I make the comment about that, did you guys already give out your Porter versus Crawford predictions?
Oh, no. Funny that I did it on another show, but if you want me,
yeah, you could do.
You know what?
I was probably going to do another show about it. But
Crawford's going to win it on points, 117 to 111. Sorry,
a walk away like that, 117, 111.
I think so. You know, I really think so. Because I that's how high I really rate Crawford really highly in terms of like skill set. You know, don't get me wrong. Sean Porter is a fighter that I love a lot. In terms of his pedigree, like I said, he's big at the weight, and he was very unlucky to lose his title against Kell Brook, but he is top level. But then again, you've got top level. Then I look at Crawford and I think, well, this is a pound per pound, and I just think in terms of that level, there's a level where I think he's a higher level than Porter. That's why I'm giving it giving him 6 rounds. Go on. I'm here to be proved wrong.
And yet again today, James, we got to speak to Bud's mate, didn't we? From Blood, Sweat and Tears. We got to speak to him and got some insight. Got to ask him some questions. That's the closest I've got to speaking to Bud thus far. Shouts out to TBV. So we was on panel today. So we spoke to him, and for me, I'm gonna say my prediction changed. At first, I thought they're going for a stoppage. That's what they're going for. And I thought a stoppage anyway, but I don't think it's going to be a stoppage. I think, like Kenny, I think it's going to be on points. Don't know how far the rounds are going to be, but I think Bud wins by decision.
Do you feel like Bud will be able to put Porter like down, maybe knock him down a couple of times?
Yeah, and maybe Porter goes down. I mean, and maybe Bud goes down as well. It could be one of those fights. It could be one of those fights. We've seen Bud go down. Doesn't mean he's going to stay there. But I've seen Porter go down a few times. I think,
he went down with Adrian Broner. He also
went down with Spence. He went down with Ugas. He went that. Yeah, I've seen him go down. Yeah, so I think we may see Porter go down, but we may see Bud go down.
But they didn't count that knockdown. What was it, Velasquez? They didn't count that as a knockdown. I feel like there were several. Is it Eurykis Gamboa? I feel like he hurt him once.
Oh no, he definitely hurt Bud. He definitely stunned him. We saw that. I was so uncomfortable for me because I was like, oh no, my Bud, because I do love Bud Crawford. But Gamboa definitely did hurt him, and he gets jived on about that, which is any fighter can stun any fighter. So I don't understand why people get ragged on for being stunned or But I do think it's going to points. Lisa, do you think it's going to decision, or do you think there's going to be a stoppage?
It could be a stoppage, just so you know what I'm saying. If I go by, nobody's ever stopped Sean Porter. I could, right? But I think Bud can do it, but he gonna have to turn it up to do it. He gonna really have to see what thing with Bud is. He's a finisher, So if he smell blood, he's gonna go after you. And the thing, and I agree with you, LadyChann. People tend to see the glass as half empty instead of half full. They look at, okay, Bud was stunned by Gamboa, so what? Look at how many times he knocked Gamboa down. It's a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight.
It's
So
people that
somebody's
don't
gonna
like
get
Bud.
stunned.
People will say that. If you don't like Bud, that's what you'll cling to.
But that's just in boxing in general. They
Yeah.
focus on that one thing and not look at the totality.
Well, totality
When,
of it.
when,
Yeah.
right. And when with Mean Machine, Aegeus Kavalauskas, yes, he hit Bud, but Bud grabbed him by the waist,
Grabbed
if you
him on
remember.
by the waist like that and was
Right.
down like that.
So he couldn't
I
go
don't know.
down.
Gloves
Yeah.
touched. Did gloves touch?
I think they did, but they didn't
Okay.
count it as a knockdown. You know what I'm
As a
saying? So
knockdown, yeah. I can't
the
remember.
ref didn't count it. I don't know if the ref
Yeah.
didn't see it or whatever. But this is the thing with fight fans. They don't look at the whole.
Totality
You know what I
of
mean?
it. Yeah.
Right. They just look at I try to look at the totality of it and not focus on you're gonna get banged. It's a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. And James, lastly, is Matchroom failing?
So in my personal opinion, you might have had fighters that have had some slip ups, taking some losses, but me personally, I think Matchroom is one of the, if not the best boxing promotion in the world, because the reason I say that is because their fighters don't get forgotten. Matchroom always finds a way to give a fighter, even if they've taken a loss, another opportunity on a big stage to redeem themselves 2-3 times. A joke that we have here in the States is that we call them rematch room. But I don't think that, but see, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't think that that's a bad thing, because we put too much in the States, we put too much emphasis on the O. When guys take a loss and we've known them as undefeated fighters, then it's like we forget about them. We try to push them to the back of the line, back of the bus. And I don't think that that's a fair analysis, because like I don't know her name, like she just said, Lisa, like Miss Lisa just said. I mean, these gentlemen are getting in the girls too. They're getting in the square circle, and it's a fight. You see what I'm saying? So even if you regard someone as having a higher skill grade than their competitor, it's two people throwing punches at each other. You could get clipped, you could get buzzed, you get hit in the temple or behind the ear, your equilibrium's thrown off. I mean, look at AJ versus Ruiz 1. I felt like AJ was preparing to put Ruiz away until he got caught with a counter that he didn't see. It threw his equilibrium off, and then it was a mess from that point forward. So, back to Matchroom, I mean, I think that Eddie Hearn is a wonderful promoter. I would love someone like that to represent myself if I was a boxer, because he's a hustler.
You are a boxer. You are a boxer.
Well, I'm a boxer, but not on the world-class level like the people that were paying pay-per-view money to see. But I mean, he's a great talker. He's a great businessman. He's a hustler. He pulls and cuts for his guys. So when I say he cuts for him, I mean, it's like, he goes hard for people on his roster. I look at the amazing things that he does for Devin Haney. I look at the great things that I saw him do for Canelo in those few fights that Canelo was fighting.
3 out of the 4 fights.
I look at how the grand stage that he prepares for Anthony Joshua, and he when he was representing Dillian White on a fight-by-fight basis, and Dillian White got upset by Povetkin, he was quick to get that rematch in,
sort it out straight away,
and get it straight away, and get him back in there so that he could get that get back. And Dillian White definitely did. Only a promoter that gives a damn would go through those kind of lengths to ensure that his fighters are not forgotten.
Out. And not,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's continuing to give guys an opportunity to earn money, earn paychecks, get opportunities on television, get pay-per-view opportunities, provide for their families, provide for their teams. So I love what Matchroom does. So I don't think they're feeling. They just might have had a few fighters that have, had some bad breaks.
In England, we see Eddie a bit differently, because I think Eddie divides opinion. Because when you know the words you use, rematch room. a lot of fight. Obviously, a lot of fight fans in this country are divided about that. They don't like rematches. They don't exactly. They like some rematches, but not all of them.
Not
Because they think
always.
a rematch. They think rematches in terms of when Eddie does it in this country, they see it as arse protection. Much more criminal. They think that he's actually blocking the flow of potential matchups by making sure that his fighters get their rematches.
Yeah,
and I think that's one of the reasons why I think in the States, obviously, he does really good things. Obviously, I think the only person two people don't like him in the States is Bob Arum
Frank Warren and Al Heyman.
Yeah,
and Al Heyman. No one likes Eddie. Al Heyman don't like him either.
In England, boxing fans are kind of divided by. I think Matchroom as well. There's a lot of loyalty, I think, towards Queensberry promotions in Fat Warren, though Fat Warren's very much, down a pecking order. So there is a bit of resentment, and I think in terms of like the talent he's got for DAZN in this country, that's left a sour taste in boxers' mouths because when Eddie was on Sky, and when you look at the commentary for DAZN, bit biased, and I think Eddie's hasn't got that sort of total respect or total love this side of the pond because of these things as well.
Well, if that's the case, then how is he still having so much profitability, especially over on you guys' side of the world? I mean, I could agree, maybe some of the fights, you don't care to see again, but it doesn't seem like it's hurting them.
I've got 2 words for you. The reason why he's got that 2 words: A and J. A and J.
And his dad.
But Macy, but if you've got A and J, then what's happened right now is that the cash cow. Because I think in terms of Eddie Hearn, he's struck gold with 2 fighters. First, Carl Froch, he was his pay-per-view boy, and you've got AJ. And I think what's happened, the guy that he wants to kind of be successful to is Conor Ben, but Conor Ben ain't selling them well to the British public. I don't know how he sells in the United States, but I think that's why Eddie is very prominent because
he's still got the cash cows amongst him, and then obviously having Canelo come into the fold as well, floating in. It kind of gives him a lot of leverage.
And Dave, you know what's happening.
What happened?
Hang on, he'll come back. It's probably his connection or his battery. It happened. Yeah, once you've got like those two, you've got, like you said, you've gone from having Carl Froch, you sold out 80,000 Wembley. PPV, and then after Carl Froch retired, then you've got AJ that tops that 90,000, 100,000 people in stadiums. There you go, Kenny Ken. Yeah,
I bet. But
go ahead. I tried to take over.
But you know what it's like. Eddie. I think the thing is right is that Marmite characters sell well in this country. Like, for instance, I don't know if you guys have heard of Piers Morgan.
They don't have Marmite, so it's...
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you've heard of Piers Morgan, haven't you, in America?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Piers Morgan. You know Piers Morgan.
Who is that?
The British guy, and he used to be on CNN after Larry. He replaced Larry King. Do you remember
I remember him.
All right.
Good morning,
Good morning,
England.
America. Good morning, England. Yes.
All right.
I remember.
All right. Basically, right. Piers Morgan, excuse my language. I don't know if you heard this word, but he's a wanker. Right. He's a wanker, but he's a wanker that we all want to watch. Eddie Hearn, to some people, he's a great guy, but we think Eddie Hearn's a wanker. But he's watchable. Everything he does is watchable, and he sells tickets. So it's a Marmite character. You either like Marmite because it goes well with your toast,
or you hate it,
or you hate Marmite because it's too bitter.
It's kind of like a thing that you put on your sandwich. It's a thing that we have called Marmite. It's black.
I'm sure you got.
I can't remember their version.
Is it pepper?
No, it's kind of like a spread, and it's made out. You either love it or you hate it.
Mayonnaise.
Jelly?
not
No,
jelly.
worse.
Not
No,
jelly.
worse than
No,
that.
it's like a yeast.
Mustard?
No. It's none of those.
No,
It's
not even
they don't have
close.
it. American Australians have it called Vegemite. We have
Vegemite,
Marmite.
yeah, Marmite.
They don't have it. Vegemite's nice as well. It's
Oh,
nice.
okay.
They don't
I don't know what
got it
that
in
is.
the. They don't have it in the US.
Cream
Yeah,
cheese,
But
maybe?
you've heard the word
No.
wanker though in America.
Oh,
haven't
she
you?
said it's black.
It's black.
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah, I wouldn't put anything black on my sandwich unless it
And
was
we do
pepper.
because we have
Trust
it's
me.
like a yeast.
It's all right, mate. It's good.
It's all
nice.
right.
Oh, okay.
It's salty and it's really good for you. It's got iron, yeast. It's really good for you. But you can go through periods of times where you love it, and there's people that hate it. Like so, we call it like people like Marmite.
Eddie
Marmite,
earns
you either love
Marmite in
him
this
or hate him.
country.
So
Floyd
it's-
Mayweather, you either hate him or love him.
Yeah.
Like that kind of character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't exactly familiar with I've heard people refer to people as wankers before, but I
They
thought
don't use that term, Ken.
I thought that there was, like
I think it's what you guys call a jerk.
well,
jerk.
a jerk is a jerk, but then a dick is a dick. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but no,
No,
jerk off. Like a jerk
Yeah.
off, like calling someone jerk off.
Yeah.
Off.
We
It's
call
same
them
thing, wanker, jerk off,
yeah.
wank.
a
Yeah,
wank.
same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
See, so for a second I thought you were saying wankster, like
No,
that's
wanker.
50 Cent,
Okay.
wanker. Yeah, wanker, jerk off.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
somebody's just
can I
tuning in,
ask?
they're
Can
like,
I
"What
ask
the
you
fuck is
guys
this
another?
wanker?"
Can I ask you guys another question since you guys are across the pond?
Yep, of course you can.
So MTK Global, are they a boxing promotion or a management company?
Management company.
Management company.
It's run by Daniel Kinahan,
Mhm.
who's got questionable activities that we're not going to go into. But basically, what's happened is he manages most of the fighters because he promises them that they keep.
He's
he
the
doesn't
white
take
Al
too-
Heyman.
Yeah, but he doesn't take much management fees from the fighters. So, and he gives them a training centre where they can train them in Mallorca. So I think most fighters nowadays.
Isn't there where McCracken trains?
No, he trains in Sheffield.
What about or is that it's the guy that trains Josh Taylor?
MTK Global. Yeah.
MTK. Yeah, that's Ben Davis.
Ben
Ben
Davis.
Davis.
Yeah, just outside London.
Okay.
Just outside London, Chesham.
Yeah. So he used to train Fury before Fury went.
Yeah,
with
that's
him.
right.
Yeah, and they're all and Fury's still advised by MTK Global as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
so he's still
like Dillian White and Anthony Joshua have their own kind of management companies, but most fighters, especially fighters with the Irish background and Northern backgrounds, do go with MTK Global because they get most of their fees. Like obviously I don't know what happened, but back in the day we had people like Mickey Duff and Terry Lawless who had this kind of unique style. They were both your promoter and your manager. How unique is that? You're promoting your manager. So what money are you left with? We don't have that no more.
When the Muhammad Ali Act came in.
Yeah, that's
that
right,
wasn't allowed in the end.
Didn't he die? Didn't he die, Mickey Duff?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was like they call him because I think back in the day before Frank Warren came, Mickey Duff, Terry Lawrence, and a guy called Barrett and a guy called Charles Astaire, they basically had a deal with the BBC, and basically they dominated boxing to the extent that no other promotions were able to get a look in. Frank Warren in the 80s kind of broke that kind of that cartel, that kind of and then other promoters came after Frank Warren, like Barry Earn. His first fight was 87, Bruno versus Bugner at White Lane, and then
What about Frank Maloney? Was there?
Well, Frank Maloney was kind of working with Panos Eliadis, who basically controlled Lennox Lewis's career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he came from Canada, so
and then he just turned into a woman.
Yeah. I don't know what he calls himself now, but I think what's happening now is that boxing was a closed shop in the sort of 70s and 80s before Frank Warren was allowed to break in, and he actually became a promoter by accident because his cousin Lenny McLean was fighting a bare knuckle fight in Finsbury Park, which is around the corner from where I grew up. So that's how he got into boxing. He just got it by accident.
Yeah. So MTK Global is all of that. It's an advisory management, kind of like what Al Heyman does, but I think he has he has the same amount of fighters. Al Heyman's got like 150 on the roster. MTK's got like upwards, I think, about 200. They do a lot. They make a lot of deals. They're not as aloof as Al Heyman. They work with whoever they can work with and get you into position, you know. So yeah, it's MTK Global. Tyson Fury's with them. Good. A lot of boxers. I think
there's an Irish journalist called she's got a vendetta against MTK and
did you
Daniel
see that thing
Kenyon.
that she did?
Yeah,
remember
it's Panorama.
That, documentary on Panorama. Yeah.
And if you go and watch the Irish sports channel, she's always there. You know,
you should watch the Actually, James should watch the MTK Global documentary on Panorama.
Yeah, man,
please.
Please.
Yeah, you'll be able to get that.
Share a link with me.
Yeah, I'll find it and give you a link. At least if you could, maybe if you can help pull that up at some point.
Hey, guys,
I can't. It's a band. They don't show it here in this country.
It's territory only. UK.
Hey guys, I love you, but guys, right? But it's about 1 o'clock in
Yeah, I know. We're going to close up.
Yeah.
We're going on. Me and James. We got James. Are you doing TBV Patreon?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah,
good. It's good. We'll talk again.
Ken, thank you.
Okay,
so
Kenny,
much.
Ken.
Everyone.
Good talking to you. Good talking to you, James.
Definitely.
If you're available in the week, Ken, if you're available in the week, I've got some more.
Well, yeah, remember Arsenal comes first. Remember, if there's Arsenal, you might get
that's
that's
on Thursday.
You might be on the subs bench, isn't it? Yeah, but
might be relegated, mate.
You might be on the subs bench.
Relegated.
No, we've got Liverpool on Saturday, but I have Arsenal duties as well.
I'll be doing it the weekday. I'll
see you guys
later.
Anyway.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Have a good evening, sir.
Right,
Cheerio.
Take care. Take care, guys. Take care, Lady Chan.
Now you can say, now, guys, I just want to say thank you for everyone for coming. So let's just go down the list. Graham Taylor in the building. Paul in the building. Antonio Mosley, thank you for checking in. Paul CX checking in. Paul Evans in the building. King KO always comes to give. King KO came serving crow to James in the building.
And it was delicious. I'm still licking my fingers.
Still eating. You need some more sauce with that crow?
Finger licking good.
Finger licking good. Silvestri in the building. Bon Scott, thank you for joining me. Bon Scott in the building. Who else have we got? Michael Buffer. Yeah, let's get ready to rumble. We had Michael Buffer in. We had Michael Buffer, BXR, Talking Tactics in the building. And thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us, me, everybody on the panel. I can't say this, so I'll just put your name up because that is a lot to say. That's a big mouthful. Aris Bazar Popan 666 in the building. Yeah, I don't know that 666 business, but hey. Wilder didn't want to fight AJ. Mastermind was in the building. Thank you for coming and joining us, Mastermind. Yeah, you was in the building. There's a lot of people. Coach Malachi, thank you for joining us. Sporting Icons, my compadre, my UK compadre, content creator. Thank you for joining. Shelton, King Shelton Moore in the building. You came through. Woo. Thank you for coming through. Who else have we got? Yeah, we export Sporting Icon Dragon Leg. Thank you for coming through. As usual, thank you for coming to see little old lady C bars. Graham Taylor. Who else have we got scrolling? Héctor Garcia, mi corazón. Gracias a ti. Muchas gracias for coming through. Woo. Mr. G coming through. Thank you for coming. Bon Scott, thank you for coming. Who else have we got? Ronald Finkley. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the super chats. For everybody that gave a super chat, massively appreciated. Massively appreciated. Graham Taylor, you was one of them as well. Thank you very much. Who else do we have? Who else do we got? Michael Buffer's come up again. Clay Scott Jr., thank you for coming through. Haplo, Hap, we gotta have you on panel. I ain't seen you for a minute, Hap. Miss ya. Extraño mucho. Where have you been? Yeah. My Latino brother. Who else have we got? We still got the same guy. Bruce Goes, my bro. Bruce Goes in the building. All Around Strong LLC was in the building. Sylvestri in the building. Woo! Still scrolling. I'll be scrolling. Smile back if you're ugly in the building. Thank you for joining me. Tony Boswell, thank you for coming through. Still scrolling. Victor Badder. Yeah. Victor Badder. You know I say you're Badder. LadyChann, can I take Matchroom Icon's place? He's not contributing. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Victor. Victor, you know you're always welcome. The next live that I do tomorrow, come through, and you're more than welcome to be on panel. Who else? Mr. S in the building. Wow, there's a lot of you in the building, isn't it? It will only let me scroll. Yeah, Gorgurga in the building. Yeah, Graham Taylor again with the super chat. Thank you so much. He was in the building. Gosh, Dodge 172 was in the building. Charlo was in the building. My cha to the low. I got Chulo and I got Charlo. Wow. Yeah. Tony Boswell. Okay. Wow. God. And I think UGC Flying. My down south compadre from the other side of the pond. My guy, my brother. I always have to say his name like that. UGC Flying. He's my guy. He's my guy. Thomas Jones. TJ. My other US compadre. My king, thank you for joining and thank you for the super chat as well. Massively appreciated. We was quite busy, weren't we? We was real busy. Yeah, and obviously my sister from another mister, Lisa Bell's in the building. And we had AJ in the building. Alex, thank you so much. Yeah. And James Payne. James, I'm going to see you. I'll be hanging out with James all day. Saw him this morning. Saw him now. And then we got
we were kicking it last night too, wasn't we?
And we kicked it last night, didn't we, Jay? Yeah, we did, didn't it? He's my bro, man.
Turning into my partner in crime.
Rhyme. We just got to make it rhyme and crime. We got to do rhyme
and grind. Grind.
Yeah. Grind, crime, and grind. The new EP coming from James Payne and LadyChann. Rhyme, crime, and grind.
Big up. Yeah.
We kick it regular, Jay. It's always a pleasure, man. It's always a you got your new compadre from across the pond here, so all day long. It's mad love for you, mad love, and we'll be kicking it with Chulo in about an hour and a half, so we can rehydrate and then come again, Jay. While the whole of the UK go to sleep because it will be 2 a.m. by the time we back on. The UK will be sleeping and we be rhyming and grinding and whining and I don't know anything that ends in ing we'll be doing. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining me, Lisa, my sister.
All right.
I love you, my sister.
You more.
So,
love you more, Lucy.
You know, as a bitch always sounds. Everyone goes, why do you call yourself a bitch? Because a bitch I am. So, yo, how you going? It's LadyChann. Rem nonetheless, come box with Chan. Gun. Thank you for everyone for joining me. LadyChann. Fight.